Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another University of Wisconsin River Falls esports match, the last one of the current season, actually, and we got a banger for you. I am joined by Hayden.
Hi, my name's Hayden.
He is a player on the F2 Valorant team. Very, very talented. You know, he actually would have been on F1, but he decided to be humble and lay back with the likes of me, which I apologize in advance. But regardless, we're actually starting a little late today. We're jumping right into the game. Now, Hayden, this is the University of Wisconsin-Madison, a little bit of a larger Wisconsin school than us. How do you think that's going to fare for our team? Because I know that we have a lot of incredibly talented players, but Madison has the numbers.
Well, I think it really matters of which team wants it more, really. Which team actually wants to come out and play their hardest. I personally think it might be biased. I think we're going to win. But this game could go either way, and I'm excited to see how it goes.
Absolutely. We're going to start the first buy phase right here. Looks like it might be a mid-take over towards the B side, you know. Trying to just feel out the enemy. I think both teams are just going to try and feel each other out, see where the strats lie, see if there's going to be some rush plays, if there's going to be some sudden explosions, or if they want to play this slow and calculated. So definitely a little bit of nerves right here. There is some pressure being the last one in the game, but Epoy is just going right into it right now. Trying to take a challenge right now onto Muggsy. Pulls back into the alleyway.
And we see that UW is playing the Viper comp on Split, which should give River Falls a run for its money.
Absolutely. Getting a little bit of the heals charged up now from Yelsu. and loses the gunfight against Free, but it doesn't matter because there's going to be a refrag from Polar onto Epoi. The odds have been evened, at least in that exchange, but Slacks gets another one on a Derpy. It's going to be a 3v2. The man advantage still favoring the University of Wisconsin River Falls. But anything can change with 38 seconds on the clock. Slowing down now here into the last fourth of the round. Yum splitting away from his team, going onto a flank behind A, and I don't know.
And Viper was playing an aggressive angle, but seemed to back off. Gets picked, and there we are.
I was going to say, I'm not sure if River Falls is ready for that, but Muggsy saw it from a mile away. The flank is down. The initial push is down. Muggsy gets the defuse. Actually, no, trades it off to Yum for the defuse. Good old, patriotism right there with the teammate.
And we are halfway to result after round 1.
Oh, my goodness. I didn't even consider that. That is absurd.
It seems like we're going to do an A hit with Cypher lurking.
This goes here. Yes, this should do.
Buy phase going by pretty quickly here. Buying a little bit of armor, Polar with the 25. Opting for 2 of the Qs, the little trip mines. Ooh.
Great frag by Muggsy.
Muggsy with the, Hayden, remind me again, what gun is that called? Oh,
That
but
is the
before I talk,
Guardian.
Derpy. Nice little flick onto Stingy. And Madison is looking worse for wear onto this round.
And it seems like Madison is trying to back off, but Sky might be caught out.
And with such simple weaponry, River Falls is making short work of the enemy team. A ping comes out into A main, and it might be a rotate around to a completely
Beautiful
different
pick
site.
mid.
But
Oh.
Muggsy and Yum catch 2 on the rotate, and now it's just down to Epoi. Last member for Madison here. Can he get it done? That is the question. Hanging around mid. But no, Derpy takes him out with a headshot. And another round on the board for River Falls.
Really great flawless bonus from River Falls.
Absolutely. Flaunting his wealth right here. Derpy with these little butterfly moves. Ooh, I wish I could do that in real life.
You could
But yeah,
just try it.
an incredible. I don't have the dexterity for that. Are you kidding me? I would end up worse than Madison is right now in these past 2 rounds, bleeding out.
And it
To
seems
the
like
point of no return.
River Falls is trying to take a fight mid.
Yeah, it might be a mid rush here. Smoke goes wide onto the mid site. Covers up 2 of the members, Polar and I think that was Muggsy. No. So whoever is playing Omen, Derpy,
Madison
that's who
walking
it
up
is.
mid.
Pings on the bottom mid. Definitely more of a standstill right now. While River Falls has looked dominant in these rounds, it hasn't been a complete run over. These rounds have been going very slow in the first halves. Each team just trying to not make a mistake that could end up costing the round.
Derpy almost picks off the enemy Omen.
But not until a smoke drops right into his little forehead. Muggsy with some great flank watch right now. Trying to take
Beautiful
the gunfight
play.
with Free and wins it. That's why you have 2 bullets in that gun.
And it seems
Yelsu
like
with a Wolf Recon. Healing up Muggsy from his last fight. Yum picking up Toast him up, and now it is 3 left on the board for Madison. What is the plan? They are separated.
Viper and Derpy taking a fight on A main.
Muggsy toying with his food.
Viper gets a great pick on Yum.
Ooh, Slacks taking out 1 from the enemy team, but it is still a man
Beautiful
advantage
read.
favoring River Falls, and 2 more fall to the hands of Derpy. And the last one is claimed by Polar. 3 rounds on the board for River Falls. And honestly, not much to talk about. These rounds have been going pretty slow, pretty methodic, but the issue is, it's just the gunfights. Comes down to the pure, raw, mechanical skill of these players. And right now, River Falls is showing what they got.
But we'll see how it goes now, because now Madison is able to full buy. So we'll see what Madison does with their full util and full shield and full gun.
A very good point, Hayden, and one that I didn't consider. A full buy can change the name of the game. Because at the end of the day, when you both have the same amount of, or at least a similar amount of economy, you're able to get similar amount of firepower behind each team. It's just a mental game at that point. Who can out-mental the other team? Who can out-skill the other team? And who can out-shoot the other team? And right now it's River Falls, but like you said, it's a full buy, full armor. We're going full hunker down on an offensive
Derpy
mode
gets 2
for Madison, but it doesn't matter when Derpy's hitting headshots like that. You can put on as many Kevlar vests as you want. It's going right through your skull.
And Viper and Sky are trying to make their way up main. Let's see if they run into Polar or not.
And Muggsy with these just absolutely lethal angles. Not top fragging on his team, but very, very valuable asset on the flank watch. Muggsy has not been missing a shot with these 2 bullets in the chamber.
We see the Omen smoke come in, and we see Viper and Sky back off. It seems like they might try and hit A again. Cypher working his way up.
Yeah, I think it was a fake rotate onto mid. I think the Omen smoke was just meant to show off that maybe there was going to be a rotate going on for Madison, but in reality, they're still going for this A take, and I don't think it's going to work out for them right now because they are just getting absolutely hunkered into a little corner.
Madison
from
does
Muggsy.
have the man advantage, so we'll see what they're able to do with 30 seconds left on the clock.
They do have the man advantage on A site, but it looks like River Falls is going to be rotating over 2 of their players.
And it seems like Madison will be possibly saving this round.
Does look like it's going to be a save. I'm surprised they're not just going to be pushing through into A. They knew exactly where Muggsy was. If they triple contested him, maybe one of them could take him down and, you know, pick up some ground from there. But if you're not willing to make the sacrifice of picking up some ground, you know, taking that space, you know, that's just going to be the round sold to River Falls. 4-0. And Slacks
Yum is
gets one on
down.
Yum, but I think Yum was just kind of throwing away at that point, going for the frags. Because at the end of the day, the round is all that matters. Your KDA can wait.
Well, we'll see what UW-Madison is going to do now. It looks like they're going to do a default, trying to just probably win gunfights and try and hit whatever site they're able to get a pick on.
And this is, Hayden, why they pay you the big bucks. These strategies right here. This split push, is this common? Is this a strat that's normally run, or do you think this is kind of a Hail Mary for Madison to get the 5th round on the board?
This is a very common play. You usually want to use it when you want to slow the game down, or you just want to get information of who's playing on which site, which abilities are being used and when. And Muggsy goes down.
Stingy taking out the first pick onto Muggsy, and I believe that is actually the first kill of the game, or rather, first kill of the round, first round of the game, where Madison gets the opening pick. And that could bode doom for the rest of River Falls, because there is only one individual that is actually sitting on to B. There is one that can rotate. Derpy
picks off Slacked.
Evens up the man count. I'm surprised they're still going for this mid take when B just seems to be completely clear. They know it's been cleared out. They could take this ground, but whoever has the bomb right now is really committed to pushing up into mid. Epoy wanting to take the space, and River Falls is going to give it to him.
Breaks trip. Cypher fails to put another trip back in the mid. Epoy gets E-Slaw.
Yum with another pick back onto Stingy. The man
Yum.
advantage has been
And
reduced.
Yum
but
picking up 2.
not until Yum absolutely decimates Free with that shotgun. And
that-
right before I said that this was favoring Madison, River Falls brings it back.
And that was an absolutely huge pick from Yum. Not only did he pick off 2, but he also evened the man advantage, and he also took control of main. So now they just close in on them on site, and hopefully this should be easy trades.
Yum potentially saving this round for River Falls. We'll see how they play it. Derpy,
And
not
no one's
sure
top.
where any of them are. Epoy with the coverage for his boy. Headshots on the Derpy. It's going to be a 2v2
And
now.
Polar
Make that a
whiffs.
2v1. Posts him up, takes out Polar. All going to be up to Yum, the savior of this round. We were complimenting him earlier, but with 2 health and a dream, can he do it? Doesn't know where any of the enemies are, nor does he know where the bomb is. And Epoy with the last pick onto the round. Oh my goodness, that was a scatterbrained one.
And like you said earlier, it's just winning gunfights. You say Epoy was able to back up his friend as they knew he was top heaven, top rafters, but they were able to trade him out, and it was beautiful. That was amazingly played by UW-Madison.
Really good kills from Yum there, but in the end, it was just team play and angle watching from Madison. Great strategies pulling out. I like that you noted that. River Falls had no sight line onto B. They had no idea where these players were, so they had to phase check every single corner, and that ended up costing them the round.
And we see Muggsy playing aggressive on B main with an op.
With an op, nonetheless. Muggsy has been lethal with these scoped weapons, especially the snipers, and we know him to be absolutely devastating if he can get the opening pick, especially with the
And
mental game. And there it is! Right under toast him up, and Derpy adds to the kill count onto Slacks. 5v3 for the rest of this round.
Derpy pushing up. Beautiful pick on Sky. Will he get the raise?
Down A.
He's walking right past him. Raze might be able to walk on the A.
I believe Raze knew that Omen was there, but I don't think that she saw exactly where Derpy went. I think it was more of an audio cue. So I think they're just going to be pushing A right now, and River Falls is completely blind to it with 5 members alive.
Hits the
Oh,
trip,
just kidding.
hit by the Cypher cam.
And that's why you play Cypher, the reconnaissance onto
blinded.
the site.
Spike planted.
Here comes the retake. Derpy
4
trying to
bullets,
soften the
dead.
KDs.
Oh, and the trade.
Nope, Stingy takes him out, but Yelsu with the refrag, and Muggsy goes for the defuse. Great round from River Falls. You know, valiant effort there from the Rays player, but, you know, in the end, what can you do in a 1v5 post-plant situation? And 9-3 on the board. Derpy showing dominance this game.
We'll see. Timeout. First timeout we're seeing of the game. I think this was a very good timeout. I think they just lost one of their. I think they just full buyed, so losing another full buy is just not very great.
Absolutely. I think this is a well-needed break for Madison, and I think they need to recuperate. 5-1 is not where you want to be during the halftime split because they were on attacking side.
Yeah.
Defense, what would you say? Is that usually typically easier, harder, in your professional opinion?
I think on split, I prefer defense a lot more than I do offense. I think it's just about split is all about timing, and especially with this Viper comp that Madison is running, they need to get the timing down when they are solo lurking on to A. But I think the game's been really good so far. I think it's just River Falls is winning their gunfights a lot more often, and they're also getting their trades when they need to. So it's not like Madison's getting a free kill.
Absolutely. And mechanical skill is something that we brought up. The other thing that we've been bringing up is the mental edge. And I think that's why this timeout is being taken, is you're going onto a side that is presumably easier on this map, correct? You want to make sure that the team is hyped up.
Yes.
They're psyched to go into this. This is our half. This is our halftime. This is our comeback moment. This is our Tom Brady. All right? We just have to dedicate all of our resources into the defensive side, and we can pull this game back. So I think that's why the timeout was crucial, and I think that's why it was well-timed, especially on the turn of the split. So we're going to see if Madison was able to make anything happen with that, because, as we know, River Falls also had that time to recuperate.
And we see River Falls playing 3 people mid, which is very interesting. Madison having 4 people B main. I think they are going to try and just flood out B main. Omen blind coming in, pushing Yum out.
The blind does come through. Yum throwing in that little Explodo bot.
Muggsy's here with the op. And it seems like Madison is backing off. Viper's still not making her way up yet. Waiting for her
interesting.
teammates.
They really wanted to force B, but at the second they had any sort of pushback, their movement was just glacial. They really didn't want to move from that spot, and now they're scattered around the map. We have Cypher going up into mid. Raze is still holding the B site. I'm not sure if River Falls really knows where they want to execute here. Looks like it's going to be an A take, though, because nobody's watching it. Actually,
And Muggsy
Omen pulled off
picks
of his
off.
position into top A. Heaven is completely free. Omen rotating back into Heaven and takes out a pick. Derpy takes out Epoi.
And Derpy almost gets picked off, TPing elbow. Good pick by Muggsy. Good trade.
Slacks bringing back the man count into his team's favor.
Yum.
Slacks with a second one, taking out Yum, but Polar with a rat
up.
angle sneaks up onto Stingy. Slacks on an absolute tear, triple kill on the round, takes out Yelsu. Let's see if he can get the rest
And
done.
Slacks
with a
looking for the
4K.
ace.
Can he get the 5? 1v1 pre-planned situation. 10 seconds
Polar
left on the
tags him
clock.
with the Cypher cam.
Polar going into the decay. And it's kind of like a smoke grenade right now, cutting off lines of sight. I'm not sure if Slacks is going to be able to clutch us out with 1 second left on the board. He
And
has to go for the
Slacks is
plant,
not able to
but he
plant.
doesn't.
Oh.
And Polar from behind the pillar shuts down the KDA of Slacks. An unfortunate misread from the Madison player.
Pros
Probably
don't
should have just
fake.
planted.
Pros don't fake, guys. Come on.
Pros don't fake.
That was a very, very good try from Slacks. Those are some amazing shots coming from him.
Honestly, you can't be too disappointed in that round if you're Madison. When you see a star player like that light up, you got to feel good going into the next round. The only devastating part of it was not sticking the plan.
Yeah, I think Slacks just made a very decisive call and just thought that Polar was going to push into the Viper ult, but Polar played that very well, playing for the hopeful chance that he does not stick the bomb.
Absolutely. Smart plays require smarter plays.
And it seems like Madison's doing the same exact thing that they did last round. We'll see how it goes. B is triple stacked right at the op.
Muggsy takes his pop shots through the smoke. Doesn't land on anybody yet, but they're actually hard forcing the B site right now. A grenade goes through.
Boy goes down to the op. Another one.
Oh my gosh, Muggsy with a double. Derpy takes down one. Yum collects one for himself. Toasts him up. Finally gets one back onto the board, but not before the rest of his team falls to the grave. Where is the rest of River Falls? They can absolutely collapse on this one guy, and they do. Yelsu with the final one takes out Toast him up, and it's a 7-1 scoreline for River Falls.
Some great shots coming from Muggsy there.
Absolutely. Muggsy with a double from the up, and that's why he's 11-2. That's why you give this guy the up. Guys, it's a bye round. Give me the sniper.
And it seems like Madison is going to be able to full buy this round, so we'll see what they're able to do. They have not been able to do much. I think what they should do is, I think they should force it up mid. They haven't really tried mid, and it doesn't seem like River Falls is really keeping mid all that much, but we will see. They're doing almost the same thing. I think they're putting 3 mid, 1 B, and River Falls with 3 mid.
Oh, it might be a full mid take. It looks like all 5 members are pushing up to mid. There's a trade going down. Muggsy takes one, but Stingy. Polar sitting in the corner takes out Epoi, but
Muggsy
the man
with
advantage comes back. Muggsy takes out one for himself. Toasts him up, falls. Now there are 2 left, and Muggsy goes with the knife kill headshot. Triple kill on the round
and
for
Yum
Muggsy.
kills Muggsy. Yum has killed Muggsy.
How did that happen?
Oh my god.
Yum missing a few shots, but that's okay. It's still a 2-1 man advantage for River Falls. And he brought down the enemy Omen by, we'll say 4/5.
Omen canceled his ults.
Could be worse. Derpy lurking around that smoke, trying to find the enemy Omen player, a mirror matchup, but I don't think there's going to be any ground that Free wants to give them. I think he just wants to go for a small plant.
And Polar whiffs on Free, and Free with the 1-tap. Free might be able to pull out the 1v3 clutch. TP's backside.
Now Derpy's got him cornered. This is what we were talking about.
And
It comes down to mechanical skill and a 1-tap fade away on the corner. Derpy walks right into the bullet.
That was a beautifully played by Free there. Free has almost clutched that. Those are some great shots coming from him.
But like we said, it just comes down to the aim, and if you don't have it, you don't have it in the 1v1. Derpy showing dominance on the same character.
I don't know what Yum was doing that round.
Well, the round was won either way. It's 8-1. I'm sure you can afford to miss a few shots here and there, but
and it seems like Madison is going to try and slam B again. River Falls making a play to push Viper out of A, hopefully.
Yum playing very aggressive up here for a defense.
And Yum gets slacks. That is huge. It seems Madison is going to try and make their hit now. Muggsy with 1.
Almost a collateral. Muggsy takes out 1, toasts him up. It's going to be a 5v3 for the rest of the game, unless there's going to be some more bloodshed here. Spike has been planted. They're going to try and stalemate this out onto B, rotating into the back alleyway, the little closet, the cubby hole. But there's a Cypher there. He knows exactly where the enemy is. The intel is there, and Polar wins the 1v1 against Stingy. Epoi takes one back onto Yum, but not before Yelsu headshots Epoi. Free taking one back onto Muggsy, and he's going to be the last remaining player on his team before Derpy puts him into the grave. And that is another round on the board for River Falls.
This was really well played from River Falls. That was a very good hit, very team played, and really not much to say there.
Solid execute, full stop, period.
And it is 9-1, and we will see what Madison is able to come up with after this. They are not going to be able to full buy this round, unfortunately, but they are going to force.
Meanwhile, River Falls might as well just call them, University of Wisconsin money bags, because their economy is looking fine right now. In the, quad digits. Meanwhile, I think there's a few members on Madison that might have a tin pan in Tin Pan Alley, looking for loose change. So I think it mainly comes down to this round. There is a little bit of a full buy. They got some bigger guns right now, but if they lose this round, there's not going to be much else for Madison.
And Yum going in with the Raze ult. Might be able to get one. Gets slacked. That is huge for River Falls. Gets Stingy.
Derpy picks up another penetration kill on to toast him up. almost takes the fadeaway shot
And Sky is
onto
the last.
Epoy, but no, it's actually going to be Derpy who picks up that kill. Muggsy just trying to style on him.
And Muggsy knows where he is. They're going to try and just swarm him.
But no, it's going to be Derpy with a triple kill in the round, and a flawless one, might I add. Great aggression from River Falls. I don't think Madison was expecting that. I think as an attacker, quote unquote, you're the one supposed to be attacking. River Falls subverts that idea, spins it on his head, and says, you know what? I'm playing Raze.
Yeah,
I'm going to go in with my ultimate.
That was a very, very great aggressive play there from Yum coming in with the Raze ult and getting one, and not only getting one, but also being able to kill the Raze who was pushed up fully into heaven.
Yeah,
Almost.
absolutely obliterates Slacks through the smoke. Slacks had no idea what was coming for him. And then Free, not understanding that there was a Raze behind him because the comms couldn't come out fast enough, everything was happening too fast, gets absolutely massacred in the back by the exact same Raze.
And
So,
UW-Madison is 5-man
off.
hitting A, and we're going to see a full rotate coming in from River Falls. Beautiful
Oh!
shots from Derpy and Yum. And just like that, there is only one. And Yum is able to get the kill with his grenade.
Slacks
was
is able
fast.
to pick one up on the way out, but not before Yum and Derpy absolutely shred through Madison. And oh my gosh, Derpy has been a monster with these fadeaway headshots. I can't count how many times he's already done them in this match alone. I don't want to see how many more he's going to do in the next match.
Yeah, he has a full highlight in this game. Well, we're switching sides, so we're going to see if Madison's able to change up anything. They're having Viper Wall go across mid and A, or Heaven and A, and then we have 3 mid and nobody B. Very interesting.
Absolutely, and it looks like Madison might be giving River Falls a bit of a taste of their own medicine, going for a hyper-aggressive play onto A, but River Falls expecting it. They have a lot of cameras set up, they have a lot of reconnaissance, and they have a lot of players that can rotate from the mid alleyways in case they need to. And here it comes, the aggressive play that we were talking about. Muggsy going as hard in it as he possibly can, brought down to 22 health, dashes through the smoke grenade.
Beautiful
Yum
trade.
picks up Epoy,
2,
picks up a second
3!
on the King, picks up a third on a Slacks. Free. Absolutely, destroying Derpy through the wall, but is it too late? Muggsy brings back onto Free, but not before Toast Him Up takes out 2, and Yelsu finishes out Toast Him Up. Oh my goodness, a triple kill right into the little middle alleyway with a pistol nonetheless. Are you serious right now?
It is 12-1, so we'll see how this round goes, but looking at the econ and looking at how this game's been going, I think we're going to go to a very, very certain round 2. This has been a very, very great game from River Falls.
Absolutely, and if they can clean this round up, show some more dominance, I think they're going to be sitting pretty going into map 2. And honestly, Madison, they're going to have to recalibrate what they actually want to do here for an execute and for what they want to do in terms of a defensive play, because they really just can't handle the aggression, and River Falls smells blood in the water. They understand that if we go in loud and fast,
Yum
that they
picked
can't
off.
handle it. We can just play the trade game. We are
Muggsy
better than
gets
these
1.
kids. Muggsy gets 2. Toast Him Up falls. Muggsy with another fadeaway shot.
And
Takes
gets
out
3.
the third. Epoy falls, but not before Free picks him up. Muggsy is down, but at what cost? The damage has already been done. The plant is being, planted. The spike is being planted. And now it's going to be 2 left on Madison. Can they pick him up?
Gets Viper almost one shot.
He does bring him down to low health, but is it going to be enough?
And he is picked
Ooh.
off by Slacks.
Slacks with a penetration kill onto Yelsu evens up the man count, and now
They don't
this
know that
round
they're CT.
might be a little winnable. They just need to win these gunfights and start phase checking. They know where the bomb is.
Slacks on site. Smokes off bomb.
The smoke is there, but the coverage is as well.
Slacks
Derpy
with
takes down
29
Free,
and is down.
and Polar finishes it up. Masterclass by River Falls, 13-1 on the board for them. And Madison is looking a little shy.
I don't know what River Falls could have changed as much that. I think they played a very, very, very good game.
Well, I
Yelsaw
mean,
at the bottom of the leaderboard somehow.
if we want to nitpick, we could talk about Yum's, round 7 whiff there, but
I think
You know-
everybody else saw that, and he saw that. I think we could drop it.
I'm not here to pie the needles. I'm just here to commentate and get excited about some great Valor. And great Valorant it was, at least for River Falls fans, because that was an absolute stomp. We're going to take a short break here, but we'll be back for map number 2. Stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for map number 2, River Falls versus UW-Madison. We're going to be playing on Pearl here, Hayden. What do you think about this map?
Me personally, I hate Pearl. I think Pearl is a very terrible map. It is a very, very good attackers map. In my opinion, I think attacking is very simple on this map. You can flank from a bunch of places. You can lurk from different places. You can send your whole team mid and still win. It's such a spread out map that you can't have players everywhere. And it's just, if they're able to have 2 or 3 guys on one of our River Falls, they'll probably win. But I think the comps are very, very, very interesting. Epoi playing Yoru, and that is a very interesting pick. Excited to see a Yoru pick.
Now let's walk through exactly what Yoru does, because I, of course, know every ability in this game by heart. But for those out there that, maybe aren't so lucky.
Basically, Yoru's whole shtick is that he has a TP ability, he has flashes, and then he has a fake clone. And then his ultimate ability is he can go into a different dimension where he can't be shot, and he could just run around the map, run around, and basically tell where players are, or get to a spot where he can get out of his ult and then get a free kill and TP away. He's basically the rattiest duelist ever.
Oh, let's not call names. He picked the champion for a reason now, didn't he? But correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't the clone also a flashbang?
Yes, when the clone is shot, it also flashes the enemy. But Yoru's a very hard player to play. But if you know how to play Yoru, you're probably going to be one of the best players in the lobby.
Well, let's see if he can show up as a Yoru. Because right now we are jumping right into the action. Exactly like what you said, is that the aggressive plays pay off. It's going to be a 2-for-1 trade. Epoi evening it up, and not before Muggsy takes down Stingy with a penetration headshot. And now it's going to still favor Madison, but River Falls, they're going to keep trying to muscle into B. They bought a lot of ground but lost Spike.
Yoru and Cypher are both very low, and
Ooh, great little flick from Yelsu onto Epoi. Muggsy taking down, toast him up, and now it's actually Madison on the back foot, and Yelsu secures it onto Free with a headshot. Great recovery by River Falls there, bringing back the man disadvantage.
very unfortunate timing for that Astra. They're caught in her astral form. Happens to the best of us. All Astra mains are very acquainted with that happening.
It's hard when you're not in your temporal body and you're out, you know, doing Lord knows what. You're still vulnerable, and I think a lot of players forget that. But, you know, that's a lesson that Free won't forget anytime soon. Going back into round number 2, looks like it's going to be a similar kind of push. Everyone's going to be kind of cluttered around B. B site, especially long, is kind of the favored position for a lot of people on this map, just because it's so much fun and it rewards those that can push up hyper aggressively. And it looks like they're going to be dumping a lot of smokes into this. I don't know if River Falls is going to be ready. Yum shooting out Slacks. Oh, sorry, actually, it's going to be, oh, and a hip fire onto Epoi before he falls to toast him up. Toast him up gets refragged from Yelsu, though, and now the spike is getting planted. A 4v2 situation post-plant here pretty soon with a minute and 10 on the round. This is exactly what I was talking about, the hyper-aggressive plays paying off. Let's see if Madison can recover. They were not ready for all the smoke grenades onto the B long, and now they are not ready for the post plant even more so. Yelsu hitting those shots onto Free where Free missed.
And they know where Silva is because, unfortunately, Derpy was picked off, and there we are, and there's the round.
Muggsy takes out Stingy to finish it off, 2-0. And this is going to be a very similar story to map 1 if, you know, patterns or anything to go off of. It's still very early. It's only 2 rounds in, but
We're going to see the first bonus versus full buy, and I'm very interested to see how this goes because this map is known for its very, very good bonuses and eco rounds.
Absolutely. Economy is the name of the game, and on Pearl, there's no place like home, or in this case, the bank, because these players are loaded, and they are showing us with their inventory right now.
And Epoi is going to make it a very aggressive Yoru play. This is just something that you can get away with playing Yoru since you can basically TP out within a second, and there you see it right there.
TP's out before the smoke is popped. Slacks gets brought down to 10 health and suppressed. And now blinded. Epoi and Slacks blinded onto B. This might be the push that River Falls was needing. No!
We see Muggsy lurking up A, and they're going to attempt a hit.
Polar is actually, he drops the bomb all the way back, and it's going to be a full rotate from the entire team.
We see Muggsy about to get the pick and is not able to get the pick on Toast Them Up.
And that's where we talked about the full buy coming into play. Toast him up has a lot more damage with an AK-47 at that kind of range, and a lot more margin of error. But Polar takes him out mid-air with a headshot, evening up the, or actually, still a disadvantage for River Falls, but bringing it back at least somewhat into their favor.
Amazing shots.
Actually, crazy. Derpy going into that astral form, trying to do some reconnaissance and throwing down those smoke bombs, covering his team. Yelsu popping the plant down. Can Madison stop this? Yoru popping out the clone, confusing
Can
Derpy.
Polar pull this off? And Polar is shot through the smoke, unfortunately. Very, very, very good bonus coming from River Falls. They're able to get 2 guns off and a full shield off of both Yoru and ISO.
And Yoru actually kind of made that round. Derpy was supposed to be holding the plant for Yelsu right there, but got distracted from the Yoru clone, couldn't pick a target, and that's why he ended up dying.
Yeah, and if you didn't know, I don't know if you very noticed this, but when Yoru flashed, he actually TP'd onto site with his flash because the flash is able to hide the sound cue that his teleportation makes. So he was able to get the jump on 2 players playing on the site and completely turn that round around.
How fascinating. Seems like Madison has some fight left in them yet. I'm excited for these next few rounds after that play. Masterclass Yoru, and I think that's why they picked this character. I'm surprised we didn't see him on the last map. Maybe he's not too good, but...
Well, Yoru is a very, very, very good character on Split, in my opinion, but I do think Raze is a lot better.
It definitely takes a little bit of skill and a little bit of practice, but... Madison is showing us that they have used this before, this team comp, and they are ready to defend with it.
And it seems like they are in a timeout or a tech pause.
Maybe some sort of technical pause, but that's going to be completely okay. We are actually going to take a small technical break here to get things back and rolling, but don't worry, don't go anywhere. We'll be back. Stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. The tech pause is over, and we are jumping right into round number 4. It's going to be a very aggressive play from River Falls. Yum already onto that top box, pushing in to A site, and they already have A control right here. Madison is completely blindsided. They have 2 members completely out in no man's land, 1 pushing up into mid.
And
Yelsu healing up the Cypher player, trying to make sure that her homie is going to stay alive for this post-plant scenario. It's going to be a 4v4. Cypher is still brought very, very low here.
Yoru caught on the Cypher tripwire. Yoru is flanking right now. Polar knows exactly where he is. Muxy gets slayed. Polar kills the flanker.
Epoi falls to Polar. And now it's just going to be up to Toastum up. Can he get the final 2? No, Polar shoots him right through the smoke, and that is going to be another round for River Falls. A very, very quick one and a very, very aggressive one. Pays off. A little bit of BM going into the chat. We won't mind that too much, but it's always fun to have some banter with your enemies as well as allies. And Just showing them that there's no harm, no foul, even if they lose 1 round, 2 rounds, 13 rounds. Still just a game. It is only a game. No need to get mad.
And it looks like River Falls is going to attempt another B hit. No Madison players on B just yet. They have 3 mid.
Polar with the Black Ops 2 knife lineup. And it hits the roof of a building. Let's go!
Scans nobody. And it looks like River Falls has full control over B site. Madison going to have to play the retake. They have 3 players alley, 2 people CT.
Now Yum popped the ulti here. Taking out into the little scout dog. Their scout dog, Yelsu, trying to help his boy out. Derpy plants the bomb. The spike is down. Free takes out Yum. Slacks taking out Yelsu, but Derpy refrags back onto Epoi. Going to be a 4v3. Man advantage actually going to Madison, but the plant is started.
Derpy
trying to defend, but no. Free takes him out on the side with a headshot. Another vertical nade. Let's see it right here. Black Ops 2 style. Polar does not land on anybody, and the team.
And they're on the bomb, and it looks like this might be round. Unfortunate. Great eco coming from UW-Madison. They retook that site so quick.
Yeah, and honestly, besides toast him up, you know, getting absolutely obliterated right there at the very end by Muggsy, played that round incredibly well, showing presence, whether it's being a decoy or actually winning the gunfights. And honestly, that's probably what won him the round right there. A 5-5 scoreline doesn't look impressive, but when you think about those kills, those are impact frags. Those have heavy impacts on the round, and in this instance, it won the round.
Yeah, and that was huge. They were going to be in a pickle there if they lost that round there. That was a amazing eco, and it puts River Falls in kind of a really interesting situation.
Yeah, pickle with no room to wiggle. And I think that River Falls smells their own blood in the water.
River
And now
Falls
they need
onto
to
site.
take it a little bit slower. But
Epoi
Yum
on the
says,
op.
to hell with that. I'm just going to go right in and get obliterated by Free. Free with a double, Sting with a double.
Wow. And
now it's
just like
just
that, River Falls with 1.
It's only going to be 1 left. It's going to be Muggsy on the Cypher. Like I said, there was 2 double kills in this round for Madison. And a flawless. I thought he was going to at least get 1 with the rat corner, but no, Slacks is too smart with that. Headshots with the AK.
It just seemed like they kind of collapsed there when they entered in. Jet died really fast, and then it's just they couldn't recover from that, which is just that's just Valorant. Really, you lose your initial entry player, and then you guys just all fall apart. And we'll see what UW River Falls is able to do. They are on a interesting half buy, sort of full buy.
Yeah, and fall apart is exactly what we saw. Yum going in hyper aggressive. I was sitting there, you know, talking about them losing the last round. Maybe they wanted to take more of a slow, methodic approach. But no, Yum was just absolutely in there and, you know, pays the price for it when the enemy is holding that angle and you're on the move
and
in
Yum,
Valorant.
And Yum hits ISO with his scout.
He does hit it, but it's not going to be a kill. Brings him down to 50 HP. And like I was saying in Valorant, if you're moving, your bullet spread is going to be going everywhere. You want to stand still for these shots, and I think Yum was moving a little bit too much last round to give him that entry frag. Ties up the round scores, though. This is the first tie we've had of the game so far, of the actual, you know, entire set. 3-3.
And Muggsy working himself up, sees the Silva. Who knows if the Silva saw him yet?
Pops a smoke right into that little corridor, trying to
see
block
4
his
going
flank.
up.
And it looks like nobody from Madison is actually going to be watching the B site other.
Muggsy gets Stingy.
Stingy, but Stingy gets killed on the flank.
Free gets Polar.
Yelsu takes out Free after
a
Free
2v2.
fells 2 of his allies, toasts him up with another great penetration shot onto
And
Muggsy,
Toast
but
him
not
up gets
before
shot through
Yelsu
the
takes out
cage.
Toast him up. Wow, what a pre-fire right there. Jumps on top of the box, but Yelsu is too smart for that. A triple kill on the round. Epoi falls. And I'm not sure what he was thinking there to go on top of the box.
Yeah.
He knew that 2 players were on the other side, but maybe he thought the reflexes were going to be enough and he could dip back into it. Who knows? Another round on the board for River Falls, but a close one nonetheless.
Very
Honestly, that
close.
could have went either way.
That was, and again, very, very good half buy coming from River Falls. We'll see what they're able to do. It looks like that they are going to do some sort of mid-split going into B. So we'll see what they're able to accomplish with this. It looks like Madison is going to have 3 players on A and 2 players on B. Epoi coming with the op, playing very, very aggressive.
Trying to give River Falls a taste of their own medicine, especially Muggsy.
Boy
We know
does
how
not
lethal he
get
is on
one.
the op, but no, opts to back away. Doesn't want any of that smoke, but takes the character out on the flank. Yum falls to slice with a headshot for the AK-47, and now it's going to be a 5v3. What will River Falls do on the attack right now with a man disadvantage? It's going to be a full pivot onto the A site, but it looks like Madison's ready for it.
And Muggsy hoping to see if he can pick one off mid to give his team some sort of chance in this round, as it is a 5v3.
Yeah, Muggsy, knowing that there's a man disadvantage and knowing that the enemy team knows that he knows that they know that he knows that they know that they are all rotating onto the other site. So he wants to pick one up on the cross, but it looks like Madison wants to pick one of them off on the cross. And they have a crossfire set up right here into mid alleyway. And Muggsy loses the first battle anyway, so the crossfire wasn't even needed. Slacks takes him down. 2v5, 3 ultimates available, although I highly doubt they're going to be using it for this round because it might be cut and dry with 30 seconds left onto the clock.
And Derpy not expecting Free to be on the door side and out. That was a very, very good play by Madison's Astra, and it looks like Polar is going to get flanked as he expected. And
Yeah.
he does. 1, 2.
And we know Polar as a headshot machine. Clutched up so many rounds and games before this, but at the end of the day, with 2 seconds left on the clock and a mile away from B, there's only so much you can do. Picks up 2 kills for his economy in the end, and an ultimate orb, so not the end of the world, but another round goes into the books for Madison.
We'll see what River Falls is able to do from this, since it seems like they're not able to fully take the site when they're going through main. It'd be nice to see them do some sort of shenanigans in mid, hopefully, but we'll see.
We're seeing a lot of early utility dump from River Falls as well. It's these hyper-aggressive plays, but they're not necessarily pushing the site. Like we saw just last round, Muggsy using those smokes onto the mid side for the flank of alleyway, and that still didn't really help them push into mid at all. It didn't really gain them any ground. So I'm wondering how utility dump is going to affect this round, because they have been using those recon spikes very well, but in terms of everything else, they're just kind of dumping flashes and smokes willy-nilly.
And it seems like Polar, they're making their way up.
Yum with a hyper-aggressive play. It pays off, takes out, toasts him up, jumps away, trying to go for the second one. He does get the second one. Stingy falls, but not before Free. Refrags on a Derpy. Polar answers back and takes out Free. Refrags his boy, and the Omen gets one kill on the board.
Yum in spawn with an op.
He does have the op up, but Yum is holding the cross with this AK. No, but Epoy wins the fight! A body shot onto Yum, but that's all it takes to take down.
2v3, that was a huge pick from Epoy. Epoy making it a lot more viable for them to be able to win.
The footsteps are heard, but Polar is too smart for that. And Epoy, you can't fake out this man. He's got 3,000 IQ. 1v3 onto the round. I'm not sure if Slacks is going to be able to pick this up in a post-penalty situation. Looks like he's probably just going to be going for the save here.
Saving the op is a very smart choice.
Agreed.
I do agree with that, but he's getting chased down. We'll see if he's able to catch up to him.
Yelsu wants this up for himself. Does not want it to fall into the enemy team because that has actually won them the round before.
And Slacks is down. Muggsy gets him from B long.
Oh my goodness, what a shot. That was actually was that a penetration shot or was that just a headshot?
Just a headshot.
Oh my heavens, still. What an absolute crazy shot right there from all the way down from B long. Call him Kobe because he's coming from downtown. Another round on the board for River Falls, 5-4. And it looks like they may be running away with the game. However, you can't count Madison out when they have 4 ultimates ready going into round number 10.
It seems like they're switching it up a little. Seems like they're doing a very aggressive push on the A. We'll see if River Falls is expecting this.
Epoy might be ready, gets smoked by his... Or no, that was actually an enemy
And
side
Free
there. But
picks
Free!
up Yum!
No way! A fadeaway shot from the revolver
Ash
takes out
Derpy
Yum.
does not know about Epoy, and that is a great bait from the Astra.
Oh my goodness, and Epoy just sitting into the corner.
Muggsy, River Falls fully surrounded here. Let's see what they are able to do. They do not have control of the bomb.
The fadeaway into the rat play may spell doom
Toast
for River
them up.
Falls.
Cypher diffs Muggsy.
Oh my goodness, and it is just falling apart one by one. The dominoes are falling for River Falls. Slacks takes down Polar, and it's just going to be 1 left on the board with Yelsu. 1v5 situation, the spike is down in A. Can they get at least 1 kill? Yes, they can. A headshot onto Slacks, but the rest of the team is coming, and the cavalry has been called. Cross angles have been set up.
Does
I
Yelsu
don't know if he knows
here,
that the
and he does not
revolver
know.
sitting in the small box. Bumps into alleyway, steals the Vandal right from Yelsu, and a round for Madison ties it up on the 10th round in. Great Valorant we're seeing here today, and honestly, what a crazy round from Madison.
It seems like Madison, especially on Pearl, have very, very efficient ecos. They are this eco and their last one. They didn't have a lot of people die. That was a very good eco. They only had one person die.
And for the first time in this entire set, we see River Falls with a money deficit. Madison has deep pockets going into this round. Let's see if they want to use it by going for a full buy.
I've got your trail.
Polar trying to push up on this. He knows he poise here. He poise backing up. Yum dashing in.
There's another.
And Derpy planting the bomb, and they're just going to be given a site.
I don't think they understand that the plant is going down. Nobody was watching A, and there's no communication on the side of Madison, and now they have to scramble to take the site back. River Falls opting to actually give the site
And
to
Yum
them.
gets 2 headshots, gets them decently low. Cypher is very low.
He does take him out, but it doesn't matter because he traded it with his life. The man disadvantage is for River Falls. Yelsu gets blinded, takes a pop shot into the wall. Does not hit anybody. Panicking right now. Slacks takes down Derpy. It's going to be a 4v3
And
situation,
Polar
but
gets
Polar
Slacks.
evens up the man count. Slacks falls, but it doesn't
Wow.
matter when
They
nobody's
Astra
watching
wall.
the bomb.
Well, I don't think River Falls noticed the Astra Wall, and the Astra Wall cuts off the sound cue, so I don't know if they heard that they were defusing. That was a possible miscommunication coming from River Falls.
Could be a miscommunication. Could be some great macro and mechanics from Madison. However, it doesn't really matter in the end because the round does go towards the blue team.
And we're going to see how this goes. Last round before switch. We'd like to see this be a 6-6 half. We'll see what Madison's able to do. Epoi coming with the op again.
And their Black Ops 2 recon device. Let's see if anybody's going B. I don't think it's going to actually pick up
And
Epoi.
Epoi gets picked off by Yum. What an insane shot from Yum.
Oh my gosh, toast him up, refrags right out back onto Yum, bringing the even man advantage. And I was about to say the recon arrow isn't going to hit
And Derpy.
anybody, but it didn't matter when
Toast him
Yum's
up
hitting
gets
shots
2
like that.
more. Spray through the smoke. He gets 3 kills through the smoke. Muggsy is running him down.
Toast him up does have 3 kills to his name onto the round, but it doesn't matter when River Falls has access to the site. No! Free gets a penetration kill onto Yelsu, and just like that, River Falls loses their access onto site. The bomb is still in the hands of Muggsy, but he's got 3 enemy players to work through.
It is a 1v3. Muggsy taking his time. He does have a minute to work with, so he doesn't need to force B. We'll see if Muggsy is able to get a pick, hopefully before he plants the bomb and able to get his ult.
And Muggsy was our top fragger in last map, correct me if I'm wrong. So we're going to have to see if this man is also a clutch master, not just a fragger.
Well,
Starts crouching into A, going up
30
towards
seconds
mid,
left.
or rather in mid towards A. And I'm not so sure if Madison has a read on this play. If he can get the plant down, he can make a valiant last stand
It seems
as
like
long as he can hit the shots.
it seems like Free is walking up on Muggsy.
He does have those trip mines available, covers his flank, but he gets smoked.
Muggsy able to get the plant off, even though he's Astra sucked. And Muggsy in a very, very bad position now. He has to make something, and he's picked off by Free.
Makes an aggressive play, and Free kind of figured that was going to happen from a solo, so just holds the angle right onto A long. And that is going to be the round, and a round advantage for Madison. First time they've been up by 2 rounds, and honestly, it's well-deserved. They've been playing the macro very, very well, and I can't help but notice Derpy might be a little bit absent on the leaderboard right here. I want to see if he can make something happen in the next few.
Yeah, Madison switched up their play style a lot. They're playing a lot more passive now, taking advantage of River Falls' very, very aggressive play style. I really like the switch that Madison made.
I really like that you point that out because it is a play style counter. River Falls, as we saw from last map, hyper aggressive. Going in with Rays at the second buy phase is over. You know, spamming in with omens all over the place, smoking off close lines of sight so they can get in really, really quickly. You know, River Falls is just this hyper aggressive team. But now,
And River Falls making a very aggressive push up B main.
yeah, instead of being aggressive back, it seems like Madison just wants to keep playing it, like you said, passively and a little bit more methodically. But they're not playing scared. So
They're just playing very, very smart. There's a difference
question-
between playing scared and playing smart.
Absolutely. And the question here is, how is River Falls going to counter it? We're about to see in this
there
round
we
because Polar
are.
gets the opening frag onto Slacks. Maybe this is how they turn it around right now.
And
Switch of the round. Remember,
there's three
River
players
Falls.
planting the bomb.
River Falls is going to be on
Toast
defense
him up,
this
gets
time around.
Muggsy before bomb is planted. That is huge.
He does. Toast him up. Does get the spike actually does go down, but Free with a rat angle takes down Polar. It's going to be a 3v4 retake.
Derpy full
gets
flashed.
blinded, shoots into the wall. Epoy cleans
You
him
saw
up, but
it
Yelsu with
too!
a double.
Yelsu makes this a 2v2.
Remaining.
And it is a 2v1. This round was fully turned around.
gonna
Astra
be
by
all
themselves.
Up
They
to
know where
one
Astra
individual
is.
on Madison right now.
And Yum picks him off. Great round from River Falls.
Great cleanup. Great cleanup crew. Yelsu, absolutely the MVP of that round, taking in that double on A-Long. If they didn't win that gunfight, it's all over. There's nothing Yum could do when there's two people fighting him from the front
Yeah.
and one fighting from the back. So, honestly, Yelsu, great plays right there from a support player nonetheless.
Yep.
Usually you think of this as more of just a healing character. They can't hit anything, but Yelsu proving all the haters wrong. And River Falls clawing their way back into this game. 7-6 advantage is still for Madison, but anything can happen. We've seen crazier things, and River Falls wants this win.
And that was very well played. You mentioned before, how did I think that River Falls would be able to counter the slow play style? It's just playing together, making sure that you're able to get those trades, making sure that you have the man advantage, or at least keep it even as much as you possibly can.
Now, I hear what you're saying, but my ears are ringing a little bit because I think I just heard an op on B-Long. I don't know who in Madison has an op, but somebody wants
Oh,
smoke.
I think it's an outlaw.
And they are contesting hard. Oh, it was an outlaw. Still,
Same
nonetheless,
thing.
that is a loud gun, and that scared me. I thought Yum was done for. Bullet tracer right by the ear.
And
Oh,
Polar
but we're
takes
jumping
off.
right into the action with Polar. Takes out one, pins down the other in a
And
corner.
Yoru makes an aggressive TP on the Polar, and Polar picks him off. Stingy gets the trade, though.
Stingy catches Polar reloading, but not before he takes down two of his comrades. 4v3 favor on the defensive side for once. River Falls.
And it looks like that Free has the entire side of B, so we're going to see Madison slowly trickling their way over the B, and Stingy was able to pick up a Bulldog, so that is going to be huge.
Ooh, and a little gunfight for the
and
pea shooter.
Yum almost goes down to the Classic.
Free going right into the cosmic mode, the ethereal mode, popping down a smoke right onto Yum as well as the site, giving his team enough time to plant, and the spike does go down with a man deficit. Going to be a retake here from River Falls. Can they do it? Muggsy coming in from the short.
And Derpy knows that there's and that Astra is in the back of the site right now. Hopefully they're Astra picked off.
Yelsu playing Heaven, but it doesn't matter because Derpy sees both rat players, cleans them up, toasts them up, and Stingy, might as well start digging your own graves because when you 1v1 this guy, there's no telling what's going to happen. Defenders win the round 7-7. River Falls tying things up.
It seems like Derpy might have heard us. He really turned on the engines in this round. Let's see if he keeps it up.
And Polar, like I was saying, showing absolute dominance on the scoreboard, 16-8. You know, it's got to be hard on the back. You know, surprised his teammates aren't getting a little cramped in that backpack. But like we were saying, it all comes down to impact frags. Yelsu being second on the board, honestly, could be argued as more impactful, as those clutch plays that Yelsu had earlier absolutely decided the fate of some of these rounds
It
that
seems
River
like
Falls have won.
Madison making an aggressive play down B main since they have guns now. They do have the gun advantage now.
Taking some pop shots through the smoke. It's going to be an aggressive B-long take, and Madison just wants the dub right now, shoving in as hard as they can, but River Falls is not having any of it, slowing them down.
And Yelsu, Yum gets a huge pick. Yelsu whiffs on Slacked.
Slacks
Muggsy
takes out
and
Yelsu from the
Derpy.
default plan, but not before
Derpy
Muggsy
with an
gets
insane 2K. He did hear us.
He did get a refrag, but Derpy fells too, and now toasts him up, takes out Polar. Polar loses it with a revolver. However, it might be too little too late in a 3v1 situation. Taking down Polar might be a trophy, but it's not the prize.
No, we did see Polar miss a couple shots there, but he did get Cypher down to 1 HP. This should be borderline unwinnable for this Cypher.
It looks like Toast Him Up is wanting to push through the exact same way that two members of River Falls are looking from heaven. So We're going to see who can win the gunfight. 30 health on Yum if Toast 'em Up's reflexes
And
are
Yum
fast
picks
enough.
him up.
No, they are not. Yum cleans it up, and another round on the board for River Falls. Finally, back in the driver's seat, hopping back on the saddle.
Derpy's having extremely good impact frags this half. He's gotten 2 both rounds, and it was good kills on people on the site planting bomb.
Absolutely, going from 2-11 on the first half to, I'm not sure exactly what the score line is, but it's definitely better than 2-11. And, like you said, those kills are very meaningful. Those are the planter, those are the flanks. He's doing really, really well on flank watch, as well as just winning straight 1v1s. Derpy has been showing up and showing that he belongs on this team. A lot of very talented players on here, and I think they're all showing that they deserve the merit that we have given them.
Yum
But just as
working
I'm
up
saying
mid.
that, Polar dies to a headshot from Toast 'em Up. Yum going for a wallbang, but nobody is there. And the B site is flooded with red. Only one blue player left.
boy
Derpy
gets Derpy.
falls. And now the B site is going to be completely overtaken.
We see
by the
Cypher
swarm
deep
of Madison.
into River Falls territory. Yum
Going in for some fadeaway
and
shots
Yum
and wins
with
it
the
against Toast 'em
popping
Up.
swing.
Going for a second kill. He does. He lands it right onto Free, the headshot. And that might just be the game ender right here, or rather the round ender for River Falls. The plant is still started. Yum
2
brought down to
HP.
2 health. Can a difference be made? Flashbang comes out and hits Muggsy, but he's still able to see after 0.1 second, but it doesn't matter because Slacks hits the headshot.
And Yum
2
knows where
health
they
and a
are.
dream. But no, after all the effort poured into this round from Yum, he's just going to have to end up saving, and I think that's the correct choice to make. Wonderful reflexes and great cool to keep during those fights, but sadly, B was already overrun, and the round was kind of over at that.
Yeah, it's a great thing that Yum was able to at least pick up 2 before the round was over. Those kills, even though they did not win the round, they were very good kills, and it at least gets 2 people on that team off guns.
Absolutely. Madison looking for, I guess you could call it a pseudo full buy. They're definitely picking up a lot of vandals and a lot of body armor, so if that's not a at least a semi-full buy, I don't know what is. They're going to be playing as aggressive as they possibly can. You know, they don't want to go completely swing the other direction and have the pendulum hit to where River Falls is being aggressive, but they definitely want to start winning their gunfights.
And Yum pushing aggressively. He's about to go into 4 Madison players, and they're able to pick him off.
This is exactly what I was saying. Madison isn't playing it hyper-aggressive. They're playing it methodically, but they still have the same gun power.
And Polar
River
picked
Falls
up
needs to
by
be
the
able to counter it.
And Polar is
Trapped
he's-
with a lot of smokes and a lot of grenades.
and he was unfortunately pinged by the Sova dart.
And yet another smokes falls on top of the poor Omen player.
And
But
Polar
Epoy
shot
picks
through
one
the
up
smoke.
through the smokes, and that's Polar. That's the poor sap that we were talking about. You know what? I don't blame him for that death at all. When you have
Muggsy
3
looking
smoke grenades
for
on your
a
head, there's only so much you
a
can
ratty
do.
kill.
Muggsy trying to retake A site right now. Loses
And
the one.
Yoru TP'd out. No, he did not.
Misses the 1v1, but actually catches him in the back. I'm not sure what Epoy was doing. Free
Derpy!
refragging right onto Yelso. Derpy taking one back, but Free takes him out, and Free with a third. Oh my gosh, it's Free, Free, Free. There's a fire sale here because Free is on a tear.
Yeah, that was a great 3K coming from Free, and that was a very, very interesting peek of Derpy. He's just aggressively going across the Astro Wall and almost getting 2 there.
Now, I only want to compliment the players here.
Who's that?
They have time to settle it before themselves.
This is
All I'm going to say is that if anybody wants to blame Polar for his death last round, you're full of crap. That poor man got swamped by like 8 smoke grenades. And I think, what was it, two sonar darts or something
Yeah,
like
he
that?
was darted, and then he was
Ugh.
flashed, and then he was sprayed through smoke. It's
That
just
was-
unfortunate.
It's not his place and not his time. But this round might be trying to go for a jiggle peek with the Vandal. Playing a little bit more, you know, tentative. Not necessarily playing with a lack of confidence, but definitely not cockiness, we'll say. Muggsy just sitting onto those cams as well. And this is a snail-paced round like molasses. This is something that we haven't seen in this entire set before. Usually these rounds are over in a matter of seconds, but
And Polar scanned again.
the
About to
execute
meet
is being
face to
set
face
up.
to ISO. ISO misses his ability.
Ooh.
And Polar just barely misses the timing.
And unfortunately, that's something you can't miss. I don't think he's going to get another shot like that because they're going to start rotating out of mid and towards the B site. Pushing up B long. I don't think anybody on River Falls sees them yet. However, we do still have some cameras in the area. I believe that is Muggsy that is on the cameras right now.
And they now know
Yep.
that they're walking up B main.
Muggsy calls to the rest of the team that the
Muggsy
rest
get
of
the clone.
Oh, I would have thought that was the real guy.
30 seconds left.
Muggsy
Toast
being
him with
smarter than I
Polar
am
again. Polar
but
gets
Polar
picked off, unfortunately.
isn't.
Derpy gets the trade. He gets 2.
Derpy with a great double pickup, evening the man advantage
Gets
out, and actually
3.
bringing it into,
Ooh, and barely misses.
brings it into a better man count for his team, but not
Oh,
before the kill feed
free.
absolutely blows up red. Muggsy now in a clutch situation. It's going to be a 1v1 with 7 seconds left on the clock,
And he gets it.
a clutch from Muggsy right there. 8 seconds left on the clock. Free has to go for the plant. Muggsy knows exactly where the default is and swings, landing the shots. Great play there and salvaging that round for River Falls.
That was an Astra 1v1. That last round was for real an Astra 1v1. That was a very interesting.
That was intense.
Free picking up some absolutely huge kills when his team needs it. Free has been a very clutch player this game on Pearl.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. And honestly, Derpy having some of those great impact frags. I believe it was a triple on the round right there, slowing the execute down enough for Muggsy to actually get into position behind B. Muggsy wasn't in that position before those kills rang out. So great team play right there, great setup, and honestly, impact frags all the way. We're going to go in for another very
Muggsy
quick take onto B, and River
Muggsy
Falls.
picked up by the ISO ult, and he does not get the ISO, unfortunately.
No, Slacks takes down Muggsy. Now it's going to be a 5v4 for the rest of the round. The spike is planted. Polar rotating back to join the rest of his team into the small alley, but it does not matter when you're sitting in 90 with 3 people and the bomb is planted. You are going to just be fish in a barrel
And
for Madison.
Polar, and they're getting flanked by Cypher right now. Let's see if they're able to predict Cypher flanking them. And they're not going to get. Cypher gets 1. Gets 2, and there we are. River Falls taken down.
Toast him up on a great flank. Nobody watching that small 90 corridor, and that was, honestly, that retake was completely possible if somebody just had their eyes on that rotate.
Yeah, we mentioned it before, the BMing in the chat, and we just saw there the BM shooting and crouching the body. We'll see how River Falls reacts to that. I'm sure they're not that happy
I'm sure
about
it'll
that.
ignite some passion right there. The boiler works are flowing, and the stove is no longer cold. These players are hot and hot-handed. I want to see some good mechanical skill. These are some great gunfights we're seeing, and honestly, I have to give it to Toast him up. Absolute, monster right now in this map. Not so much in the last map, but absolutely showing up right now on Pearl. And I got to give it to Derpy, as we always compliment, maybe not always top of the leaderboard, but these impact frags are just so important, knowing exactly where the enemy's going to be and what the most important kill is going to be, whether that's chance or not. Still, great pickups.
Yeah,
Stingy scoping out A site, and yet again, River Falls kind of just giving sight right now. Muggsy, the only line of defense, calling over the rest of his team.
And it looks like Madison has full control of site. Will Muggsy be able to get a free pick? Muggsy gets the poi.
Slacks is still planting, though, so
Sees
that
one
kill
more.
might not go a long way when they have sight control. Stingy takes out Muggsy. Brings it into a 4v4. Derpy sitting above, just trying to pop those smoke grenades down until there's an execute. Toast him up. Says he doesn't need an execute. I just need a body bag because he gets absolutely obliterated by Polar. Derpy will on a tear with another double kill.
And it's
now
all
it's just
left up
all
to
going to
Free.
be up to the lone.
And he's not able to do it. And like you said, impact frags coming from Derpy, the 3K on the eco.
I was about to say maybe Free is here in Freebird in his head and going to pull out this clutch, but he gets sat down real quickly.
And we see the first time out of Pearl so far coming in from UW-Madison.
And a very interesting one taken by Epoy and Madison here. A tied game. They took their timeout last map very early on. It was a 5-1 scoreline. River Falls was absolutely dominating. I believe there was 2 flawless rounds.
Yep.
And Madison only had 1 entry frag out of those 5 rounds. Or 6 rounds, sorry. And honestly, I think this is a good time to take a timeout. I think both teams needed this. I think they need time for, after playing 20 rounds straight, they just kind of need to relapse and say, guys, what is our strategy? What's our motive here? So I think it's an understandable timeout. I don't think one team actually benefits more than the other one way or another. Like you said, this is an aggressive attacker-sided map.
Yeah.
So perhaps when you're playing on Pearl and you have the bomb in your possession, such as Madison does right now, maybe you benefit a little more. But I think River Falls has some cards up their sleeves as well. I think they're going to be communicating that, and I think we're going to see a lot of more good Valorant going in.
Yeah, this game has been a lot more even than the last game we watched, and it's quite. And then, like you said, I think it's because Madison really slowed it down. They slowed it down in the first initial 30 seconds, not giving River Falls too much information, making River Falls util dump, and then just slamming a site. It's very, very methodical, very, very planned out, and it's very effective.
Absolutely. It's going to be a mid push now. Actually, they're going to be taking both mid corridors, probably rotating closer towards A.
And
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like, because there's only one member of River Falls covering A right now. Let's see if he can win the 1v1 against Epoy.
And Derpy gets
actually
Slack through
starts
the
it up
smoke.
before anybody else in mid takes out Slack. And now
Cypher backs off.
there's a man disadvantage for the attackers. This is somewhere you don't want to be, especially if you play Rainbow Six Siege. You understand that this is a
Epoy.
bad thing.
Epoy has walked all the way up in the A site. Is he able to get Muggsy?
Muggsy, the saving
Muggsy
grace for his
gets him!
team. Great flick from the smoke, takes out Epoy, and honestly, that
it is
is
Zobo.
that might be the round decider right there. The spike does get planted, but site control is still firmly in the hands of River Falls, thanks to Muggsy, knowing exactly where the
Muggsy.
rat player is going to be, but Polar actually picks up the kill onto Stingy. The pings come out. Great communication from River Falls. Derpy sitting
And
under
Yum
the
on the
defuse.
flank gets free, and Toast them up is taken down by Muggsy. Flawless retake coming from River Falls. That kill on the Epoy by Muggsy was a huge kill.
That's exactly what I was talking about earlier in this round. There's only one individual from River Falls on A. And boy, am I glad it was Muggsy.
Yeah.
You got to have somebody who can win those fights, because if they start full committing, especially with two people like they did, you can lose A so fast. And honestly, from where River Falls was positioned, they can only enter from like 3 different ways. And if they take back A site, you can only enter from really 2 different ways. So
Yeah, and like we were mentioning before, Derpy was 2-11. He's now 14-16. Wow, he's 12-5 in the half, and this is a big change coming from Derpy and as a clutch player and having some clutch kills.
that is some quick math, and Derpy is doing some quick math of his own by counting up the amount of bodies he wants to put into bags.
Beautiful kills coming from, and they're traded even 3v3.
It isn't even Bielsu with the double. So honestly, the MVP in that exchange. But
And-
Free trades him out. Polar sneaking up onto this smoke.
And
trying
ISO
to bring
misses
it
his
back.
ult.
All 3 members of Madison are pushing into B long.
And it seems like they're rotating off with the Cypher ult, seeing that, oh, he's coming back.
Might be some sort of false play. Checking the cameras right now, as we can see on our map. And the
Astral
wall
wall.
comes through. Ultimate is popped on the side of Madison. Let's see if they can make anything with it.
And
Something is
they
baking
are
on the other
pushing
side of that,
Derpy.
and I
We're gonna
don't think it's
see-
brownies. It might be a gunfight. We got to be careful around here. Both teams
Derpy
unsure,
flashes through.
throwing grenades through the smoke, just absolutely spraying and praying right now. Muggsy waiting for
2
somebody to
players
come
in
to
front
him,
of Muggsy.
but yeah, another smoke pops through.
Derpy goes down the slacks.
Cuts the line of sight. Toast
Muggsy
Smoke takes
goes
out
down.
Muggsy.
Let's see if Polar, he's in a great spot now. I don't know if any of the UW-Madison players knows where he is.
He's in a great spot, but there's going to be 3 members on the board. So once one call out is made and one spots him, the other 2 are going to know exactly where to shoot in pre-fire. Polar has to be on top of it, and he's got to make a move right now. The bomb is ticking. I don't know if there's going to be enough time to defuse it unless he can start picking out these characters one by one, but they are all funneled in there like small little termites.
And they are
But
not
these
peeking
termites
in.
got some bite, and Toast 'em Up takes out Polar. 11-11 scoreline. And what an eventful round, and what a very messy but effective take from Madison.
Yeah, and you see there, none of the Madison players were peeking, and that was messing up Polar by not giving him any information. It was very hard for Polar to know where everybody is. There's so many different angles where they could have been at. That was a pretty much sealed and dealed round when Polar was left on his own.
Yeah, like we said earlier, stuck in the pickle room, you got no wiggle room. That's exactly what happened to Polar right now. Absolutely nowhere to play except for the backside of B, and they knew exactly where he was, his home phone number, his social security, and everything else
And
that
we see
you
the
really need
Euro
for
going
Valorant.
into A. Now he's able to fully clear out A and push Muggsy off of the site. Let's see if he's able to locate Muggsy.
A-Long has actually
Muggsy
already been
fully
taken.
out.
The ultimate does come through for Madison, but it does not land on a Muggsy, and I don't know if they know that he's
Polar
still
gets
playing
slacks.
into the small cubby right here behind half wall. They're going to have to weed him out if they want to make this execute work onto A.
I
But
don't
no.
exactly know what that was. It seems like that they are committed fully to A, and then they switched it over to B, which is very interesting. I don't know if they know that Yum is still sitting there with an op.
They're still
See
dumping
Yum.
utility into A, so I'm wondering if it's going to be a fake play. They're trying to lure as many members of River Falls over to the B site as possible, or rather the A site, while the actual plant goes down on B. But it looks like River
Yum
Falls is going to be
peeking
too
and
smart!
Boy! Bomb down on B. Misses the shot on Asher, going for the re-peek.
Yum going for another fadeaway shot.
Beautiful. Waits for the flash from Polar. That was amazing teamwork.
Oh, great team play right there. Flashing the enemy and goes for the quick jiggle peek with the op. Takes down another member of Madison, and now things are looking grim. The fake out onto the A site was simply too small-brained of a play for River Falls as they sniffed out the deception immediately and all started rotating towards B. Now that they have eyes on the spike, there's no telling what River Falls can do with this round in the next 13 seconds.
It seems like Madison is going to yet again save. I think it's very smart to save. They need these 2 guns for the last round.
Yeah, there's phase checking a little bit.
Polar
Recon
knows they're
spike
there.
Goes through.
Polar with the
suppresses.
flash.
Suppresses only one
Gets
member.
Cypher. Gets taken down by Stingy. Let's see if Muggsy makes it in time. He's not able to.
It's going to be a trade on the board, but this round is still done and dusted for River Falls. After that failed fake execute onto A and the failed real execute onto B. Goodness golly, there was just so much going on that round. Regardless, River Falls just kind of outsmarted them there.
It seems like they're doing the same thing again, leaving the bomb in the back and just... It seems like they're 5-manning A possibly.
Yeah, this might be a rush strat, taking a play out of River Falls' playbook.
This might either be a very quick round or a very eventful round.
Now,
We'll
Muggsy might
see.
be caught off guard here because he's not used to them playing so hyper-aggressive that
And
they start
Toast
swarming site.
taken down by in mid.
Yeah, Yelsu actually clearing out the
Muggsy
flank.
with 1, Muggsy with 2!
Oh no, and things are just falling apart left and right for Madison. A great A
he
take
shoots
at
the
first, but
Euroclone.
then you gotta clear out your sights. You gotta clear out the rat corners. Epoy does end up getting Muggsy in
Epoy
the end. He
gets
gets a
2,
double
gets
onto
Polar.
Polar, but is it going to be enough? The man advantage is still in favor of River Falls. They do have
Madison's-
side control. Epoy with a third, evening up the man advantage. It's going to be a 2v2. Derpy stacking up with Yelsu. Let's see if they can make
Yoru
anything
TP
happen.
going
Last player standing.
Epoy with
Epoy
a quad
with the
kill.
Ace, with the potential ace and freeze running over the B site. There's still a minute left on the clock. Can Derpy pull this off and bring the win home to River Falls?
And Epoy showing patience, not going for that final kill, but instead teleporting away from the enemy player, going to help his teammate onto the B site, which is where it's going to be planted. And now it's entirely up to the sole member of River Falls, the last remaining. Derpy with a Vandal in hand and 3 smoke grenades to boot. Let's see if he can make it happen.
This is going to be so difficult for Derpy. There's so many places these players could be. Derpy smoking off long. I think he's just going for it. Baits out the pole.
Clock starts ticking even faster, as well as Derpy's heart
Yes.
rate. Tries to go for the defuse, but I think he's going to be rushed here by Free, and I'm surprised that Free didn't want to give Epoy the flawless, but, you know, you can't always have an ace in the hole. Sometimes you just have to have a round. And that's exactly what Madison said. Another one on the board, tying up the game.
Yeah, that was a very, very, very fast round. Muggsy getting 2 kills and then getting taken down from Epoy, and Epoy having a masterclass, getting the 4K and being able to get his teammate on the B and getting the bomb planted and securing the round.
And on paper, that should have been disastrous for Madison. When you have a kill in mid as the entry frag, and that's your only flanker, everybody else is going to be in A long. And then you have 2 of your members pushing in from A long, taken down by Muggsy. You should end the round right there. You didn't clear out the rats. You didn't win your gunfight in mid. You've lost complete control of the site as well as the neutral areas of the map. You should be done. But again, Epoy just absolutely dominating gunfights. I don't know if River Falls is just unaware or just unexpecting, or if they just absolutely got out mechanicked. But, you know, a round on the board doesn't mean that it's the
Epoy
game.
aggressively peeks out mid doors, and that bites him in the butt.
Muggsy getting revenge on Epoy for last round.
Yum,
He
not
wants
seen.
to get the quad this time around.
Stingy
Stingy
takes
taking
down
down Yum, but Polar refragging right back onto Stingy.
Toast him
Toast him up, takes down Yelsu's elsewhere. And now it's going to be a 3v2. The plant does go down.
And
Polar falls to
taken
Free,
down
and it's
by
going to be
Alex.
a
It is
1v3.
1v3 again.
Oh my gosh, on the
Derpy with
defense,
1.
this clutch could happen.
He sees
Derpy takes down
ISO.
1 onto Toast him up. Needs to win this gunfight before peeking the second player. And he does not. Free swinging with the Vandal. Wide swinging, actually, taking down Derpy.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate. Yum dashed and updrafted onto the box, but unfortunately did not see the Silva under him, and that was just a very confusing round. It seems like they weren't communicating all that well. Maybe they rushed it too much, but honestly, great round from Madison again. Madison is really showing us that they have way more fight in them than what they showed us in Game 1.
Absolutely. I'm not sure exactly what happened in Game 1, but Game 2, they are showing their fangs, and they are not afraid to drool because it seems like they have their jaws clamped over the throat of River Falls. However, game's not over yet. Overtime match point. River Falls can land this one. There will be 13-13. It'll be tied up. Let's see if they can make it happen.
And it seems like Madison is doing another B-long push.
Like you said, the aggressive play styles are favored on Pearl, especially when you're on the attacking side. So this methodical strategy that Madison is bringing to the table is a little unique.
We see
to be
Free
winning rounds
working
here.
up mid. Is he going to get picked off by Solar? Solar sees him. Backs off. Astra backs off as well. It seems like they're seeing what everybody else wants to do. They're seeing what each team wants to do, and it seems like they're not taking any bad chances or aggressive peaks.
And this is where this is pretty much the first round in map 1 where each team is just kind of feeling each other out. They don't want to make any stupid mistakes that throws the mental edge for their team. They don't want to throw the first round. And in this instance, they don't want to throw what could potentially be the last round of the map. So I think everybody's just kind of taking it a lot slower here, prioritizing the shots or shot calling as well as the information game. Yelsu making an aggressive play, and he pays his life for it. Slacks taking one down, and Stingy with a second. 5v2 on the board, favoring Madison. The spike does get planted, and now it's going to be a retake.
And River Falls was not expecting that slow lurk up in B main. That was a very, very well thought out plan, and it looks like every single Madison player is going to be playing B long, and then they're going to have Yoru and Free flank from Link.
Now, River Falls made the mistake before. They need to have somebody watching that 90 flank. Otherwise, it might be over.
Yum
But it doesn't
taking
matter
down.
when Slacks is hitting shots like that. A triple kill on the round, takes down Yum and Muggsy. Now it's just going to be Polar in a 1v1 ultimate against Slacks, but it doesn't matter. 4K on the round to end the map. Flawless for Madison. And we're going all the way, Hayden.
To
map
map
number
3.
3.
And
boy.
I believe it is Ascent, so we'll see how that goes. Completely different game from Game 1. That Madison looked like a completely different team, and I was very surprised. Free and Ipoi both having huge roles in that game, and Derpy having a great second half.
Absolutely. And honestly, we compliment Madison during that game, but all we did was compliment River Falls when they had the 13-1 win.
Yeah.
They held their own in this one, 14-12. That's nothing to be shy at. That's
Yeah.
still 12 rounds on the board, especially when you were winning complete and showing complete and utter dominance on the attacking side. You can't feel too bad coming out of that game.
Yeah.
I think it was just the clutch plays. The clutch plays came down. I think that's why Madison won. And you can't rely too much on those clutch plays because that might not extend into map number 3.
Yeah, and Madison, you could tell this game that there's an energy shift after that first game. I don't know what they talked about in that 5 to 7 minute break we had, but they came to play and they were not messing around.
I think both teams are going to have a fire lit underneath them for map number 3. I'm excited to watch it. I know
I am
you're excited,
very.
Hayden. We'll be back with game number 3. Stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for map number 3, the final showdown between University of Wisconsin River Falls and University of Wisconsin Madison. We're playing on Ascent. Hayden, what do you think about this map, and what do you think about the character picks so far? We're seeing a few new ones.
Yeah, personally, I think Ascent's my favorite map in Valorant. It is the most simple, both sides are very balanced. It's not like one side is way better than the other. I think it's a well-made map, and the picks, they're your very, very basic picks. You're always going to have Sova, you're always going to have Killjoy, you're always going to have Jet, and you're always going to have Omen on this map. Now, I know the other initiators sometimes get switched up a lot. I know some people sometimes like to play Sky, but I think the main preference is KO. So I think these are both the basic run-of-the-mill Ascent comps. Yeah.
Sounds about right. And honestly, I couldn't agree more with this map being awesome. Don't get me wrong, Pearl is great. A lot of aggression, a lot of gunfights. There's not a lot of breathing room, even though Madison played at such a, molasses level rate. But Ascent is a little more standardized. I feel like there's a lot, when you think of Valorant, this is sometimes the map you think of. Those who have only played Valorant for a small amount of time, such as myself, as I hate to admit, this is one of the maps that is actually recognizable. And I dare say, notable in probably one of the most well-known maps, if not the most well-known. I know Ascent was the first map I played, and it's very popular with a lot of people. But regardless, I'm very excited to go into this. I know it's going to be a little slower. However, River Falls has changed that up on us before, so maybe there's going to be a bunch of hyper-aggressive plays. We actually don't know. I'm very excited for this map. We saw some really good Valorant in the last map. Oh, my goodness. 14-12 scoreline. Yep. That was absolutely absurd. Congrats to Madison for winning that. But River Falls, their blood's pumping, and there's steam coming out of their ears. They do not want to go down without a fight, and this could honestly be anybody's map.
And we were talking to we had a couple talks with some of the River Falls players, and I asked them about the body shooting, and they said that they don't care about it as long as they're able to do it. So I think this is going to be a very back and forth talkative match. I think it's going to be a very talkative last round, and we see a very basic. They're going to do a B split, and then they're also going to send KJ lurking on A.
Some simple Killjoy setups. Muggsy, obviously, being very comfortable on this pick. Probably very excited to actually play it on a map where it's, there's more use and there's more utility you can actually place in small little rat corners.
And we see an aggressive play coming from UW-Madison.
Yum jumps right out of the way before.
Free gets Sturpy, toast him up, gets Yelsus.
Oh, and a great little follow-up from Yum there, actually bobbing out of the way in the original engage not to die, but instead baiting his teammate. Got the kill anyway, brings it to a 2-2, but
2-2, very even, also very even on the health.
Very interesting aggressive play into the mid. I don't know if that was meant to just catch them off guard or if it was meant to actually gain ground into one of the sites, because that really wouldn't make any sense. It could just be to advance the man advantage, but it might have backfired on them because it's going to be a 2-2.
And I don't think, and that is a great timing diff from Yum.
I guess Toast Him Up just didn't have any audio cue. I understand that he was slow walking for a little bit there, but he was sprinting down from the long side into market. And now the plant goes down. A weird misplay from Madison, and River Falls capitalizes it. Just going to be a 1v2 now for the enemy Killjoy. Let's see if
Yum,
Madison can
44
make
HP.
it work.
Yum.
Slacks, been great so far. However, up against two of some of the best players River Falls have to offer. Muggsy, fantastically clutch player. Yum, one of the best entry frags we've ever had on this team.
And they know where he is.
Yeah, the audio cues are coming down. The footsteps land.
And
Muggsy ends up securing the kill with a headshot onto Slacks. A good attempt on an execute from Madison. However, it was just picked apart little by little from River Falls because of the trade game. And this is something that we brought up earlier, is that River Falls is really good at trading. They understand that even if you bait somebody, quote-unquote bait, or even if somebody dies in front of you, you don't have to pull off. You can still contest that. You don't have to worry about the lineups too much. Yeah, if you die, then it's 2 bodies on the board. But if you get the trade back, it could exponentially change the game more than that 1 death would have.
And we're going to see a 5-man B site. Molly lineups coming in.
Going through.
And the Omen blind coming in, stopping the River Falls push, free getting Yum.
But not before Yum takes down Stingy, and now it's going to be a 4v4. The site is taken. Derpy is actually onto it right now, and the plant might be going down relatively soon. Madison, a huge oversight, or maybe it's an undersight because they're trying to play for the retake. Is that going to work in their favor? I'm not entirely sure because you have 4 members of River Falls hot and bothered on this site, and they are not backing down without a fight. 2 Bulldogs in the hand of Yelsu, and I believe it was Muggsy.
And one of the River Falls players going down to a shock dart coming in from Yelsu.
The shock dart does take one down, but not before they are able to dig in like ticks and hunker down onto this site. You're not going to be able to get this bomb unless you pry it from River Falls' cold, dead hands.
I think
and with
Madison,
a 3-man build-up going into markets, they don't know that Slacks is ratting there, but they do flick onto him. Muggsy takes him down, and the gunfights go in the way of River Falls. They just win the mechanical warfare.
Yeah, and I think there, Madison was going for a play where they were trying to trap the River Falls players onto site and hopefully either kill them or have the River Falls players die to spike, which is very smart because they still get money from dying, but River Falls does not.
It could be an economy play. However, they didn't understand that River Falls is like a honey badger when they're backed into a corner, an angry rabid raccoon in the garage, because Madison, they're not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in there with them. And River Falls showed their fangs. 2-0 scoreline.
So we'll see very aggressive plays coming in from River Falls going in the B main. Yum pushing in
Ooh,
the
a very
side.
aggressive play with the shotgun, but no, gets mowed down by the, I believe that's the Odin. Some sort of LMG headshots Yum. An unlucky fall right there. Actually would have gotten the kill with the shotgun if it wasn't a headshot. And now it's going to be a man advantage and a horrible misplay from River Falls. Can they salvage this? It's going to be a rotate 4-man. Madison's going to start rotating their players over as well.
There's 4 Madison players already on A side. I don't know if River Falls is going to be expecting. They still have a minute left. They could rotate. They do not have to commit to this.
Yeah, Madison just dumping.
Polar,
Whoa.
huge kill on Stingy.
A penetration shot through the smoke. That is going to upset some people. He's going to be saying some Twitch chat words after that one. Evens up the man count. However, River Falls is not in a better situation than they started and have to pull back from A long because that civil corridor is just too blocked up from the Madison utility.
They're going to send 2 people up mid. Hopefully they try and make a play. It seems like they're going to commit to A side.
With 30 seconds left on the clock, you can't make much more of the slow play. You kind of have to brute your force way into it. And 2 members of River Falls are able to make it into the flank onto Cubby next to Jungle. And they catch Epoy off guard. Was there no communication on the side of Madison?
Beautiful.
Now 2 kills go in the way of River Falls. The trades
Again,
go back
Derpy
and
gets
forth,
free.
but in the end, it comes all up River Falls with only 1 left on the board for Madison. It is going to be the lone Killjoy who was watching the mid flank, but sadly not watching Jungle close enough. Plant has gone down, and this round might be in the books.
Let's see. He does have a Vandal. There is a chance. 63 HP. Is he going to just save the Vandal, or is he going to try and win the round? It seems like he's going to just save the Vandal. Again, I think it's a smart idea. I think I'd value guns over. This is a pretty impossible retake.
It's an economy play. I get it, but in terms of an audience encore, it's going to be a few boos from me. A save is smart. It is still an intelligent play, but Slack's not joining his team. I understand the flank that he was watching, but nobody watching Jungle was a huge oversight from Madison. I'm not sure where the communication was because nobody was watching where Derpy was walking into. So Derpy got to walk up and get that pick on the back of, I believe it was
A KO, I believe.
Just absolutely for free. It was a yard sale right there, and he was picking peaches. So, you know, another round on the board for River Falls, and honestly, I can't really say much else about it besides that Madison, they got to watch their flanks.
Yeah, and this is looking a lot like the start of the first game, where hopefully Madison is able to get something going, but it seems like River Falls is controlling the game really, really well so far.
And notice how 1 member of Madison has 4 out
And
of
we're
6
seeing
of
a very
the kills.
aggressive play coming in from Madison.
Hyper-aggressive. The trades go back and forth, but ends up favoring River Falls.
Very good aggressive play. They almost got that execution. I think the Omen backed off just a bit too early, but we'll
Here
see.
comes some smokes and reconnaissance from River Falls. They're going to try to force their way into A site with the man advantage. They're going to play the trade game, which is what we've been
And
talking
Sova
about.
comes out, gets Yelsu.
But no, free. Yeah, it takes out Yosu, but no, Yum is able to trade it back. Polar with some great shots takes out.
And toast him up, gets 2. Is he able to bring this back for his team?
Slack does fall, but toasts him up with a double like you were saying. Now it's going to be a 1v1 Omen. Teleports 2 feet to the right of where he planted the bomb. Derpy might be shaking a little bit, trying to get up into heaven, but no. Going to sit onto E-Box.
And
loses
Toast
the
him up
fight.
gets it. What an amazing Deagle clutch coming from Toast him up, keeping it calm, keeping it steady.
I'm very surprised. It was definitely a shake in the boots kind of moment for Derpy. I definitely felt that. Teleporting a little too short, not going into heaven where he wanted it, had to end up playing the big box. And toast him up. This is something I was saying earlier, is that, not anymore, but he had 2/3 of his entire team's kills by round 4.
Yeah.
So if that doesn't show you what this guy is capable of, I don't know what will. Still, 2 members of Madison are yet to find their name on the board. We'll see if they can change that here. Meanwhile, River Falls still with a good advantage, 3-1, and everybody contributing their fair share. You have to think that River Falls still has the mental edge here.
Yeah, even though that was an eco, so it doesn't hurt River Falls all that much. River Falls should not be set back by this. And beautiful kill on Epoi from Yum.
Good headshot with the knives, and this is why Yum is so deadly on this character. Being able to have that mobility in the fadeaway shots is what Yum's best known for. Great entry frag. Now playing a little bit slower. Not used to seeing this. Bringing the pace down, not wanting to overextend and give a free kill. Wants this round in the bag for his team. Slow walking up, ended up having to use the knife on the gadgetry. They do know where he is, but he knows where the enemy is. The sound cue is coming down from his left. It looks like UW-Madison just holding the angles. Understanding exactly where Yum is, but it's 3 people you're dedicating onto 1 individual. The rest of River Falls is going to have time to circumvent the rest of the Madison players. Yum misses crucial shots just as I'm complimenting him, and Slacks with a great flick with the Vandal headshots him, puts him into the grave. Still, a little bit of an advantage for River Falls. They were gaining ground, but no, they pulled back. Instead of taking B where they had full control of, they're pushing into A now.
I think they noticed that Madison had a lot of players on A side in mid that round. It seems like they're just going to get a free site, and Madison's going to have to play retake.
It's going to be retake, but it's happened before off the back of a very clutch player. But can Madison make miracles happen twice? We all know what happens when lightning strikes. Muggsy takes out 2 and out before Stingy fells 2 of his allies. Stingy getting out of the tick damage and now is forced to sit into jungle, being blocked by that utility. Muggsy watching heaven to make sure that nobody's going to take out the plant, watching his boy who is sitting down in hell, and now there's going to be a crossfire
they both
from the
have
2
their crosses.
members.
Free takes down Muggsy with the Odin.
Each member of the opposing teams wins their counter-active 1v1, and now it is going to be a true 1v1. But he's got a Vandal.
And Polar.
And Free has an Odin! Headshot onto Polar. Polar, unfortunately, just missing out. The drop from heaven was a little too much, not expecting it to just be raining bullets, and another round on the board for Madison. Great execute and great setup from River Falls, but sadly just missed the gunfights.
Last 2 rounds, Madison really showing us that they are not out of this. Just like the other map 2, Madison is slowly surprising us and making the correct plays with a calm mind, and it's been really good so far.
And honestly, we got to give credit where credit is due on Riverside's side as well. Yum did fall and miss those 2 shots, but we'll give it to him. It was a moving target, got the entry frag. And Muggsy with the double kill behind E-Box was absolutely a game changer for River Falls. They still ended up losing the round, but it brought the man advantage back into the favor of River Falls. So great plays by Muggsy. Great understand to utilize the chaos instead of just being lost
Gets
in
one through the smoke and fully blind.
And just as I'm saying that, Yum using the
Yelsu
chaos to
getting
his advantage
E-Boy.
as well. Yelsu make it 2, but no, Free takes
Derpy
down
gets
Derpy,
sued.
bringing it back to an even man advantage. There is no ground gained for Madison. Meanwhile, River Falls completely taking the site. The plant is going down. Muggsy super far away from his team. He's got to catch up, especially with an Odin like this. He needs to come in from jungle to give some covering fire. Stingy takes down Yelsu. Now there's only 1 member of River Falls onto the site. The utility's
Muggsy
absolutely being
has
dumped.
to hurry up.
Polar has been in this situation before, and he takes down 1, but no, he loses it just like last round. Stingy takes down Polar. Now it's just going to be a 1v2 post-plant situation. Muggsy with the Odin takes down 1, but no, Free refrags his boy Stingy with the same gun he was taken down with before. That is going to be a tied game.
Very, very good last 3 rounds coming in from Madison. And we're going to see River Falls changing up their playstyle, sending 5 people B-side, not having the Killjoy lurk this round. And UW-Madison having the very same setup that they were having in the last couple rounds, having at least 2 mid, 1 on A, and 2 B. Yum takes down the Killjoy turret. Making his way up there, gets hit by the KO knife. And we're seeing the Killjoy ultimate ability being put onto the site, pushing out all the UW-Madison players. And we see River Falls getting onto B site. They take it over. One person is the same, and there he is, taken out. Toast him up, taken down. Ipoi gets Muggsy. Muggsy gets 2 before getting taken down. 2 CT and 1 market. Let's see what UW-Madison is able to do. Yelsu making sure nobody's on the flank, and Yelsu peeking out, getting Ipoi. Free takes out Yelsu.
Last player standing.
Polar takes out Free and is just stingy with a bulldog and a dream. Yum gonna push him aggressively. And Turpy takes him out. Really, really well played coming in from River Falls, using the Killjoy ult to push everybody off the site and just getting a completely free site.
Absolutely solid use of the utility from River Falls, and I think they're learning that we do have the gun skill, but we got to make sure that this is an ability shooter as well and start dumping something into the site. And that is exactly what we saw even in the post plant. We saw a lot of utility dumped on the lines of sight and the crosses into market. And they couldn't have access to the B site. Madison had no entry towards the B site because of all the utility that was being dumped, the smokes, the static grenades, everything. So great utility dump and great use of the responding characters' abilities. Yum is just going to be right in there,
Just
actually
running on the site. Both UW-Madison players going back site.
right next to the bazaar. I don't think that they're
Polar
going to be
takes
able
down
to spot
UW.
out the
It's-
rat. No, they don't. Free gets a free kill. He gets
Gets
2 free kills on the
two.
Muggy until Polar shuts him down, but the damage has already been done. The rest of Madison is now flooding into the site. There's going to be 1 person on flank
Yelsu
watch. It's
gets
going to be
2.
Yelsu, and Yelsu gets 2. What a clutch play by Yelsu, taking out the 2 on the flank watch. Now there's 1 left. Derpy spraying through the wall, trying to get him, but no,
Stingy is
Yelsu
out.
shoots through the wall instead. And what a round from what we consider the quote-unquote support character, Yelsu, showing up when we need him most.
Yeah, and it was a very interesting miscommunication there. I think somebody calmed out that the Sova was in the Omen smoke on site, giving Free the 2 free kills. It was very, very interesting.
Absolutely, it was scary. I said it before, I saw Free as a rat, and I said, I don't know if they're going to be able to spot the rat. Gets 2 free kills before Muggsy shuts him down, but it doesn't matter when you have someone like Yelsu on the flank. Great flank watch and a good triple kill. Yum,
And Yum
dashing
giving
over
no-
all of the utility, still gets a kill. How is this even possible? Brought down to 28 health. Has to pull out the melee to get the rundown. Pulls out the Vandal, and now it's watching B long, making sure that they can't come through the small corridor, and the ultimates are popping.
And Free
Yelsu back
stopping
onto the
the-
flank watch was where he's best. Free takes down 2 of them. Yum and Derpy fall, but not before the damage is done. The plant has gone down. Muggsy gets spotted out by the sonar, and nobody's watching the bomb except for 1 individual. It's going to be Polar. Polar,
Polar all on his lonesome.
the last line of defense.
Polar gets Stingy. Gets 2!
Enemy remaining.
Oh
And
my
Polar
goodness!
somehow stays alive and gets 3. What a round coming from Polar.
Polar might need to rename himself to Rambo because that was a 1-man army play.
Ice cold Polar. Beautiful.
Ice deep in the
14 and
backside
5.
of B and takes down 3 members of the enemy team with him rushing with a post-plant situation. What a play, absolutely. That's why he's top of the leaderboard, 14 and 5. Well done. And another one on the board, doubling Madison's round count.
We'll see what's going on. It looks like both teams have won increments of 3 rounds, so we'll see how this goes.
Can River Falls break the curse, or is this Madison's time to shine? Let's see which team steps up. Smoke down mid, but nobody capitalizing on it. In fact, nobody really watching it. Yeah, Yum is just able to walk into mid, pulls back, but still able to walk into mid for free nonetheless. And it's going to be another B-side take, and I think Madison might be ready for it this time. They have a lot of setup, but we've seen Yum with these entry frags before, and oh my goodness, he thrives in the chaos.
Yum
Call
fighting
him
for
the
his life,
manager
gets
'cause he's
taken
running
down.
it.
Muggsy gets him through the wall. Huge trade coming from Muggsy. Now there's nobody on site.
Slags takes down the entry frag, but not before Muggsy gets 2. Toast him up, falls, and now it's going to be a 5-4v3 with the spike planted. Muggsy sitting into that
Yelsu getting
same
1.
area that he was last time, pushing into B main. Now, right onto B site, we have 2 members. Polar has a friend now. It's going to be a 2-man army. Can Madison get through this with just 2 members on their squad? We're going to have to see. The presence gets detected. The sonar goes out. They don't want to be making any moves. They want River Falls to come to them, but the issue is you're not on the attacking side, my friend. You are on the defense. You have to make some moves right now. Muggsy and Polar not wanting to give them an inch, and the time is slowly ticking down.
They're doing the same thing that they've been doing for the last couple rounds, just trying to keep River Falls in the site for a long period of time and see if Sova's able to get one, and he dies to the turret.
And that's what we were talking about. A quadra kill for Muggsy on the round. One of them was from a rat turret. And that's what we were talking about when this map initially started. This map, you have so many little areas to put those turrets, and nobody expects them. You think they're going to expect them, but they don't. And that's why the timeout comes from the side of Madison, because they're in their heads at this point. After a round like that, you're at a man deficit. The trades are not going your way, even though you got the entry frag. What do you got to do?
Yeah, it's really, you really can't really do anything when you're not winning those gunfights. It's just, River Falls is looking like the better team this game. Like last game, Madison was looking like a way better team than River Falls. And now River Falls is saying, well, now, we know who we are. We know how good we are. And I think River Falls just is playing it way better. They're able to take out this B site, take out this Killjoy, and force whoever else is helping Killjoy on site off the site. And it's just looking like it's a movie script going accordingly to plan.
There's a lot of Valorant left to play, but I have to say the script is it's a play in 3 parts. It's got 3 acts right now. The first map, we saw absolute decimation from the aggressiveness of River Falls. The second map, we saw a counterplay to the aggressiveness and more of an angle holding for Madison that absolutely destroyed River Falls. And now, in this final grand act, the flip, the turn, the reveal of the magic trick, River Falls is showing them that our aggressive playstyle still works.
Yep.
We just need to use utility.
Yep, and I think the problem with last game is that River Falls is making a lot of these really great. Muggsy gets free through the spammable wall.
Oh no!
Muggsy making himself known that he is the better Odin player.
Yum does get picked up from Epoi through the smoke, but I think the damage is already done.
Yelsu with
double.
2.
And now Yelsu taking sight, planting that bomb down after a great double kill by him. He's got to be feeling himself after this one. And Muggsy doing what he does best, sit in the corner with an Odin and spray and pray the off angles. I don't know if this strat has failed yet.
Nope. And we see it is a Poi and Jet left. We'll see what they're able to do. Fully blind, and he's not able to get Stingy.
An unfortunate misfire there. Although he was blind, the rate of fire from the Odin just perfectly went between the ears of the enemy
And
player.
both going
Now it's going to be a
alley.
2v2 post-plant situation.
Poi takes down Derpy. They're defusing.
Things are still looking good.
One enemy remains.
But not before Yelsu takes him down.
Yelsu barely does not get it.
Stingy gets off the plant just in time to land that headshot before Yelsu can dive back into cover and dance around
Last
that
round in
wall.
the half.
An unfortunate round, but what an entertaining one. Oh my gosh, that spray through the wall right at the beginning. Muggsy is
Amazing.
still feeling that. They're not feeling the loss. They're feeling some ego.
Yeah, and last round before the switch, we're going to see how it goes. Both teams being able to buy full util and full guns and full armor. We're going to see how this round goes. It looks like River Falls is doing some sort of split. Probably going to take a more passive approach, changing up their very fast and rapid play style.
That's exactly what you got to do after somebody casts your Crucia like I did and talk about 100% win rate strat, and then you lose the next round. Of course you want to change up the strategy. Exactly what River Falls is going here. It looks like it's going to be 2-man looking into mid, just trying to get some picks on. It looks like this Omen might be meeting. No.
It looks like
I was about to say he might be meeting his end
crosses.
here pretty soon by Yum, but Yum is able to slip right past through him, and now
And Yum just walking up mid.
Upper
Nobody contesting Yum up in mid.
much slower round, like you were saying, and much more methodical than we're used to River Falls playing, but still got all their mans. You know, it's man advantage still. Or a man equilibrium, I should say.
And River Falls, even though they are a more aggressive playstyle team, they're showing us that they are able to play that passive, very slow, very informational type of playstyle.
And while they can play it, we got to see if they can play it successfully because Madison is hunkered down on A site, and I think they're reading right through River Falls right now. The only person that is not making his way towards A is on the flank watch.
It looks like Yum is just sitting in mid, trying to either pick off somebody trying to flank through mid or a late rotate the flank.
And this was the A utility dump I was talking about.
Muggsy
Muggsy with
gets
another
one,
great
Epoi
Odin shot, but not
with
before
Polar.
Epoi refrags onto Polar. It's going to be a 4v4. The site is going
Yelsu
towards
gets
River
free.
Falls, though.
And toast him up, sitting in that corner the entire since the start of the round, is able to get Yum on his flank. Very well played.
Defender Killjoy about to come down in 5 seconds. River Falls needs to get out of there. Muggsy, you are going to die unless you retreat back from the A site. This is where the utility dump can come through, suppressed and detained through that smoke grenade, and it's just going to be Muggsy against the world.
Wait, what was that?
I was about to say Slack's toying with his food, but
Did he not know that he was there?
it must be, you know what? When a Killjoy ult comes down, it's like a solar eclipse. You might get cataracts,
Yeah.
eye damage, you know. It happens to the best of us. So that's what we're going to chalk it up to. Another round on the board for Madison, though. And honestly, good methodical take from River Falls. Just not good enough position. Like on the actual plant site, there was a little bit too much designated into the Killjoy ult as well.
Yep.
Nobody was playing Hell. Nobody was watching the jungle cross. And Hugs, or Yum, as much as I like to compliment the guy, a little too far off site. Definitely holding an
Yeah.
off angle, but, you know, to be fair, not checking corners. Gets absolutely torn apart with a shotgun.
Yeah, that was a very interesting late flank from Yum. I thought he was going to walk up into CT, but I guess he changed his mind and went back up in the tree. CT would have been a very interesting flank, though.
Walking all the way up into enemy spawn and flanking them there from heaven would have been much less unexpected than pushing up into mid. But hey,
And Madison
it's a new
aggressively
round.
pushing up mid.
It's a new
Muggsy
half!
with the right click, and he gets right clicked right back. What was that?
Yum is able to get another kill for himself, though. Taking out Toast him up is going to be a 4v3 onto the round, but some great shots and pistol whips coming out, showing that both of these teams have very talented players. It just comes down to the macro and team play. Let's see which one can get it done.
Madison
Besides
working their
having
way up, and
switched,
Epoi gets another one.
Epoi takes down Derpy. And now,
Polar, two of Madison's players are one-shots, so Derpy can theoretically get this 1v3.
they are feeling themselves. Polar is going to be sitting into heaven, but I don't know if he understands that there's going to be a player right below him into hell watching that flank.
And he's
does get
knifed.
scanned and suppressed. Has to move away from this position, and the rest of the cavalry is here, but it might be too little
And Yum
too
gets
late.
free.
Yum is able to get a pick,
Dashes
but not before it
across.
trades 96% of his health, dropping down.
One enemy remaining.
Epoi goes down and gets Epoi gets Yum, and beautiful round coming from River Falls.
Epoi gets one for his troubles, but not before Yelsu gets the double. And honestly, that's all we can ask for these guys. A great retake from River Falls and really spotty coverage from Madison. Not really watching the crosses. I don't know how they allowed somebody to drop from heaven. I believe someone was playing into hell that whole time. So
Yeah.
regardless, great retake from River Falls. Nothing much else to say about that. Winning their one shot, their 1v1s. Yelsu getting that double to cover the diffuser right there. And top of the leaderboard, this is somewhere, you know, we usually see Polar or Muggsy up there, but now we're seeing Yelsu 16-8-3.
Yeah, it looks like Yelzu was really did not like being at the bottom of the leaderboard that first match. It looks like he's really showing up this round, and 5-man A push. All 5 of Madison's players were marked by the knife.
Derpy taking some pop shots, but not before trading 20% of his health and backing off. Polar watching this door, going for a few pop plants, but
He's
Epoy's
stopping
planting. I don't
the
think
plant?
River Falls knows.
Spike planted.
Polar was not able to stop the plant. It was in the different area. Muggsy spamming through heaven. Polar gets Epoi, gets another.
Gonna be 2 kills for River Falls. Now it's going to
Flashing
be a
through
full
the
retake.
smoke.
Only 3 members left on Madison. Do they know
One
where it
hell.
is? Yum spots one out, but up before he's taken down by Free. The person in hell is taken down, but before Slack gets one onto Yelsu, and now it's just going to be the A corridor that is the decision maker.
Polar with
and
the 4K.
Polar with a 4K taking down that one decision maker and making the decision himself. We're winning the round.
Yeah, Polar might have heard us talking about him not being at the top anymore and just said, you know what, I'm going to get right back up there and look at him 18-7.
I am 90% sure that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
We're a little loud in the broadcast booth today, and I bet that there's a little bit of an echo in their mics going on, and Polar felt that Felt that true. He took that personally.
Yeah, really good round coming in from Polar, being able to utilize both of his flashes and also utilizing peeking out without his flashes. We did see him get 2 without using either one of his flashes.
And this is the playing with confidence that we like.
And
to see
Yum
River
using
Falls.
the Outlaw, the most broken eco weapon in all of Valorant, and misses both shots.
He does, but not before he can fly away
Yelsu
before
gets
losing
2.
none of his health, actually. And Yelsu, yeah, picking up 2 onto the side. Don't know where that was at, but great picks nonetheless. And Yelsu was hearing us talk as well. It seems to be a race. This isn't going to be 2 teams going against each other. It's 2 players, and they're on the same team.
It seems like neither one of them want to give the other the edge. We'll see who is at the top at the end of the game.
Great shots from Yum, damaging up his opponent.
Both
rather taking up
Killjoy and the
utility.
Omen lurking up, hoping to see if they can get at least something going for their team.
And Toast him up only has a revolver, and while that gun can do a lot of work, it's not fully automatic like a Spectre.
Yum, does he see the Killjoy?
See if they can make some business work.
Polar scans both Omen and Sova off of his knife, so they know both of them are A main.
Oh. Sees a peek, brought down to 5 health, but not killed. Muggsy backs off and now sends in Young.
And kill Yum with an insane flick on.
30
Oh
seconds
my.
left.
And that's communication. Derpy
Polar.
calling it out, Yum going down.
There we are.
And Derpy taking one of his own. Goodness gracious, can all these players hear us? Are they in the call with us right now?
Yeah, everybody's getting their deciding to get their kills up, and it seems like everybody wants a little piece of the action.
That almost felt like a bot round coming from River Falls, where they were just kind of doing a practice warm-up against a bunch of Iron players. This is very, very surprising the way this is going down. It seems more of a casual match now.
Yeah, and
like
you
I said, a kill race, less of an actual competitive match.
Yeah, you see Yelsu tying it back up with Polar, not letting Polar get too far ahead of him.
Polar with 11 assists, definitely showing that he has been emptying lead into the enemy team. He does not want you to forget it.
And they have 4 players top mid. Sova and Omen and KO go A main, but Jet and KJ working their ways up mid.
Derp watching the flank from jungle gets spotted out. Cast away from a smoke grenade. A little bit of a reposition right now from
And
both
Polar
teams.
is going to be caught in a really, really bad position.
Ooh, Yum taken down from Slacks.
Polar gets one before he's killed.
He does toast him up, takes down Polar with a headshot, but not before Polar takes down Free. Now it's going to be a 4v3 with the spike planted.
Derpy getting
with
Slacks.
a great flick onto the ratting Slacks. And now the man advantage has been lowered into a man equilibrium. Derpy scouting out the enemy players, trying to go for the retake. Muggsy onto Heaven, gets outgunned by Epoy with the Vandal. Now it's just up to Derpy.
Last player
Epoy
And
takes out Yelsu
no,
as well.
just kidding. It's just at the
Derpy gets toast him up.
He is able to get one, gets flashed, and not before taking out the second one. Epoy gets the third on the round, and that is it for River Falls. Round on the board for Madison, however, still 10-6.
Yeah, like we were saying before, just winning the gun battles, and it seemed like Madison just wanted it a little more that round. We're seeing some banter in the chat
Seems
again.
like somebody got a little spooked. I didn't realize that we were playing a horror game, but
boss coming back. Out the charges.
seems like everybody is in agreement right now. We switched to Amnesia somehow, and we got a little bit of a spook.
Muggsy,
Free. Top of the leaderboard. We thought he didn't spook easily, but here we are.
Placing alarm bomb.
But now we're on to the next round. Grown men don't scare easily after a loss like that.
and it seems like they are doing 2 people up A and 3 people B main. We'll see how this works out for them.
Yum going in for some very
And
stylish
Yum.
plays, what we've known him for, but no, gets punished for it, peppered up through the smoke, loses some of his shields.
Muggsy holding by himself on B. We'll see if he's able to get a pick or 2.
This is very interesting. We do see a little bit of a setup on B, but we still have 2 members of Madison and 3 members of River Falls dedicating to A. So I wonder when the call is going to be made from either team that the execute's coming in.
Yeah, it seems like Sova is rotating over back with his team and leaving Omen by himself to hopefully lurk up A or just smoke from the other side of the map.
Yelsu with the recon arrow, trying to sniff out where the enemy team could be.
Omen
and
sending in the
scouts them.
smokes from the other side of the map.
And I think River Falls knows that it's going to be a B push.
Muggsy gets one. He gets taken out by Epoy.
Yeah, now this is where the rubber meets the road, and River Falls is getting run over as Madison takes over the site. Derpy trying to go in
Hunter's
for a retake.
Fury coming
Yelsu
in.
pops the ultimate. Let's see if Hunter's Fury can make its mark. No, but Free does. Lands a headshot onto Derpy, and now it's going to be a 3v4 deficit. River Falls. Yum trying to go
Polar
for a
getting
retake.
2.
Polar takes down 2, but
And
Toast
Polar
Up
is
gets 2
down.
of his own. And now it's going to be a 1v2, essentially. Yelsu knows where both of the players are, but doesn't know where they're going to be walking to.
And Killjoy coming from behind. He
Takes
gets
out
one.
the Killjoy, flicks on to the enemy player. Let's see if Yelsu can clutch this out in a 1v1. Very tense situation. The smoke grenade is going to be around E-Box. The recon arrow is going to be sent out. Pops out the mobility
And he
pistol
gets it!
with a one-shot headshot. And that's why we call him the Big Bucks, because that's what he gets paid with. Plays like that. Oh my gosh, take all my money now. If I had money, if I was a betting man, I'd put all my money onto this Yelsu kid because he is absurd. That fadeaway one shot with the pistol, why even risk that?
Yeah, beautiful, amazing play by Yelsu.
Oh my
very, very calm
goodness.
under pressure, being able to pick out both of his fights and being able to fight not only Killjoy but also Omen separately. That was very well played and very smart from Yelsu.
I'm honestly speechless. That he had a primary weapon.
Yeah, and he decided to go
he
for
was
the
being
classic.
flamboyant. He was trying to show off, and it worked. Oh my goodness, what an impressive play. I cannot get over that. MVP of that round for sure, a 1v2 clutch, might I add, with a trick shot off the end of it and a defuse.
And it seems like Madison's going for their usual defaults playstyle. They're sending Jet up a tree, and then they have Omen. Polar gets picked off.
He was sitting in A corridor, and now that means that
Yum
Madison...
has bomb.
Oh!
Yum with 2 huge kills, and now they have full control over the bomb. Let's see what Madison is able to do.
And that is what we call
3v4.
impact frags right there, because we originally thought there were so many people pushing into A for Madison that they were going to have an A execute, especially onto that pick with Polar. But now we see that Yum takes down the bomb in mid. So Madison has to make this huge trek all the way over with 2
Toast gets Derpy.
enemies watching onto it. Toast him up does get one back.
Is
But
now
the
a
bomb
3v3.
is in no man's land right now. They got to retrieve it, and they got to take gunfights against people they can't even see. It's going to be
Omen smokes off the bomb.
It's going to be a lot of fun in the dark right now for the attacking team.
Muggsy gets
takes
one,
out
gets
one, but not
taken.
before he gets put down by Toast him up. A triple kill on the round for him.
And we see Yum coming in. And
Spike down
Yum
mid.
with the 3K. And we're going to see Yelsu.
a lot of big plays on the round today, but we forgot that this little thief scampered away with the bomb. Look at him top in CT, rolling around over to heaven and now A site.
And Yum is predicting him coming to the site. Let's see if Silva's able to get the bomb planted in time.
He only has
and he's
16
able
health.
to.
He is able to plant, and with 16
Yum!
health,
What
Freeze
is
takes
he
him
doing?
down. Now it's up to Yelsu. Can Yelsu clutch it up again? 82 health and 13 armor, and a dream. Yelsu with the Vandal
Oh.
gets spotted out and
It's
loses the
Free.
1v1 against Free. Free with a 1v2 clutch and a plant. How is he able to get away with a sneak around through CT into heaven?
Yeah.
That was absurd.
Yeah, I don't really know what Yum was doing there. He should have just waited for his teammate to come back and help him fight. But otherwise, very well played by Free. Free played that flawlessly.
Yum going for a stylish play, but sadly we have to leave that up to Yelsu. But even Yelsu got a little bit of the nerves there and missed a few shots. That or Free, clutched up and had the adrenaline pumping. Regardless, it's going to be a round on the board for Madison. Really well played by both teams, and
And Yum making aggressive play in the tiles, but nobody is there.
might actually get taken out, brought down to 1 health.
HP. And he's able to get out. Wow.
At this point, he can't play for his life. He has to be baited and go
And
for a
Yelsu
kill.
gets free.
There's no point in him going for anything else, but no, Stingy swings and lands that one little bullet that he needed. It ended up being a headshot, even though it was a bit of overkill, and he falls. Yum, down for the count. Going to be a 4v2 with 3 ultimates on the board, a minute 12 left.
Polar gets
Bomb
full
in
blind
hand.
twice in a row, and there it goes. 1v4. Can Muggsy pull it off with the Aries?
They might know where he is. He's looking into jungle. They do have 2 people eyeing it. A rat corner
Muggsy.
gets taken out, and it's going to be a trade. Stingy takes out Muggsy, but not before Muggsy fell slaxed. In the end, another one for Madison on the board.
Yeah. Not much to say there, really. Just Madison had the better guns, and they just won their fights. That was a very, very interesting play coming from Yum. If only somebody was up there in tiles and Yum was able to get him.
Yeah, a little bit too far for the spray and pray with a small SMG like that in the hands of Yum. I'm sure that if somebody was closer, he would have melted him, but, you know, the bullet spread and the bullet drop-off is not what you want when you're running an SMG like that.
And it seems like Madison is going to send 5 people B again. We'll see how that goes. It didn't work too well for them the last time.
The recon spike does land. They do
Yelsu
know
gets
that it's going to
Epoi.
be a B push. Yelsu takes down Epoi, and now Yum. I don't know if they know where he is. He's sitting there with a Bucky right now. No, they don't.
Yum
Takes down
gets
one,
2.
not 2. There's
And
going to be a third on the board for him. No, he's taken out by Stingy, shot through the smokes. But is it too late? Is the damage already done? 3 members remain on the side of Madison. Site control is in their hands, but the Killjoy is popping down.
are
Keeping
they
those
able?
defenders at bay. Making sure that River Falls cannot move in without being completely detained. 1 second left onto the attack.
And Muggsy
Killjoy
gets him through the
ultimate.
smoke.
Muggsy gets a shot through the smoke.
Muggsy gets
2.
another.
1 back onto Stingy, and now the recon arrow comes through from Yelsu, trying to find that last Omen player.
And toast them up. They now know where toast them up is. Toast them up only at half HP.
They do have a call, but do they have the gun skills? A 1v3 situation. This is possible for a clutch, but we do know these players. They have ice in their veins. They are cold and calculated, trying to sniff out exactly where the enemy player is. Remember, the plant did not go down. The spike was never planted. It is still in the hands of the single soul Omen player.
And Omen very low now from the Killjoy tournament. And there we are. Yelsu with the wall bang.
A little bit of a spray and pray, knowing that the turret probably brought him down enough for 1 or 2 bullets to land through the wall and get the kill. So, you know, great situational and game awareness from Yelsu on that last kill, and honestly, great defense and a little bit of an overreach from Madison.
Yeah. And it looks like Yelsu back on top again. Yum also notably with that two kills with the Bucky. That was really, really big for his team. Unfortunately caught out in the open by Stingy, who was already pushed out on the site.
But at that point, you already have 2 kills under your belt. You've already done your job with the Bucky. It's not like that's a high-value gun by any means. You
Yeah.
can still go back with your economy and get a Vandal the next round regardless.
And we see Yum going aggressively down in the mid. He has
Ooh.
forced the dash out. He's 50 HP.
And remember, when you get shot in this game, you get slowed like a Marmon heckler. He was walking through Carmel right there when he was getting lit up. So that's why he had to expend the dash. And an unfortunate dump in utility, still brought down to 50
And
health,
Yum
but hey, he's
sees in
alive.
mid. Is he able to get is he able to jet diff? We'll see.
Well, just taking a few pop shots, seeing if he can get lucky with a few wall bangs, but I don't think Madison's giving an inch right now, just playing it their style. This is their version of Valorant, very slow, and this is what River Falls can expect. And I don't think we're taking enough note of it. This is round 12 for River Falls.
Yeah, this hopefully the final round. We see Polar and Omen are hopefully they know where each other are. Omen sitting in wine, probably taking his sweet time. 4 players in mid is very interesting.
Now, remember, this is not only the last round, but we have the Killjoy ult still available for River Falls, which can shut down an entire site by
With the press of
detaining
bus
the
button.
enemy
30
team.
seconds left.
Let's see. It seems like Madison. It looks like they're committing to A.
Yeah, it
Polar
seems like
gets
call.
taken down by Toast. That is not good at all. Leaving Yum all by himself on the site.
With 11 health, nonetheless, the call
Yum gets
comes
1, gets
through.
2.
Spike down.
He didn't need it. He does not need HP.
10 seconds
They didn't
left.
check the corner of A box, and now
He
he's gonna
stops
run
the
around.
plan, and there we are. River Falls coming out with it. Yummy with 11 HP, getting 3 kills.
A jump pop shot into a triple kill for Yum, and that is a game, set, match going for River Falls. A 2-1 victory. Congrats to them, and very well played by, might I add, by all the players.
Yeah.
Very, very star players. Everyone had their shining moments, and I just can't thank you enough for such entertaining Valorant. Honestly, Madison, they had their fumbles. They
Yeah.
played really good Valorant, especially in the second map. They fought hard, but in the end, it's the gunplay. And once River Falls realized that their utility dump is going to be able to counter the play style of Madison, and they can play for the retake more often, which is not something they did on the second map, that's kind of game over. Once
Yeah.
they figure out the enemy team's strat, it was signed up from there. That 8th round was the last one they were going to win.
Yeah, and I feel like in the first game, we really saw just how aggressive River Falls not taking their foot off of the pedal. And the instant they take it off, we see Madison slowly being able to claw themselves back. And We saw it in that second game, and we saw it in a bit in this last game. Madison had some fight in them, and they really showed us a really, really, really good game.
Absolutely great games all around and GG's all around. Let's hope that the same amount of passion and ferocity comes through with our Rainbow Six team, which will be streamed tomorrow at the same time. Honestly, I'm excited for that one as well. Valorant's always great. Rainbow Six is always great. And our players are fantastic. Stay tuned for that. In the meantime, it was great casting with you, Hayden.
Well,
I had a
you as
blast.
well.
And we will see you next time. Have a great night, everybody.